Well, hello, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to some of you all around the world, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited to be here for our second annual global gathering for the Leading with Love gathering. I guess that's what I'm going to call it, right? So, yeah, we are streaming live I'm streaming live from the heart of Dallas, Texas. What
And
about you,
yeah, I'm
Celia?
streaming live here in the Philippines, Manila, Philippines, in the beautiful city of Philippines. Welcome everyone for the second annual
Oh, it's okay. So just to let you know, we are live. Okay. So Celia is over in the Philippines. I'm here in the US. She'll come back in. We're having just some small technical difficulties, but I am Master Coach LaKendra Smalley, and I'm right here in Dallas, Texas, for those of you who are tuning in here in the USA. And we are both the hosts of this incredible love journey that is going to be so inspirational, and it's going to unify us here this morning, this afternoon, and this evening. And Coach Celia is back.
Well, this is Philippines, Master Coach LaKendra. You got me already. I know
I
you
got,
have my back.
I got you. So we have people
Anyway,
that are popping in. We have
yeah,
people that are popping in. That's great.
yeah. So we have 14 speakers that will help us, talk about leading with love.
Yes, I love that. And over the next 3 hours, right? We're going to
Yeah.
have three impactful hours where we're going to come together, where we're going to share, where we're going to hold space. Y'all know that's one of our
Yeah.
biggest things. We're going to hold space, and we're going to connect with heart center leaders from each corner of the world. So, should we be introducing the next speaker, the first speaker
Yeah.
of this morning, afternoon, and evening?
Okay, let's start. Let's not waste anybody's time. Hello, I'm back. Am I back?
Yes, you're back.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, let me introduce our speaker for let me introduce our speaker for today. The first speaker would be our first speaker would be Diana David. She ranked top 6 from the top 6 most motivational female speakers in 2023. To watch in 2023 in her TED Talk.
What felt good in my heart, what I was here to express and experience. And I followed that. If you do the things you love, it only inspires others to do the same. I had to get into my body and into my heart. For people to have the balls to express their raw, authentic self. That's what I'm in love with. It makes me smile from my heart. And I know it's through my essence that I can connect to other people. I love when people are shining and expressing themselves. My mission in life is to empower people and to learn as many forms of love, especially self-love. To never give up. Continue to keep expanding yourself beyond your box today. And that is what you're meant to do here on this earth. Hello to everyone around the world and to my fellow feelers, healers, seekers, and leaders of love on this panel. I would like to send a warm embrace to my dear sister and who is on the mission of love. To express their most authentic self, their inner child, and to follow their red ball. That's their special something. And when they do, it would lead them to create their destiny. My backstory to being on this panel started with having a powerful heart to heart with Celia one night when she invited me to share rooms with her on an Asia speaking tour in Malaysia. I was on my red ball movement my divine reason for being with her. Back then, I was pushing numerous limiting beliefs, not knowing how I would get around the world, and crossing off this huge bucket list wish for my 40th birthday. It was to go around the world to be an international speaker and healer through my movement storytelling artistry. And in this night, I felt so held by her presence. I saw her mission to inspire female Filipino entrepreneurs to raise their bar of self-worth and collectively collaborate to inspire this on a global mass level. And this is what you're seeing right now. Thank you so much for pulling me into this panel. She is one of my biggest inspirations. So when she says jump, I say, how high so I can fly like you? Since then, I have moved to Mexico to deepen my meaning of self-love, which actually had me disconnect completely to the need of serving my attention to be validated by social media and being part of the internet world while COVID was happening. And it helped me focus and share my gifts personally through humanitarian projects, conscious children programs, and creative spiritual residencies to make shows about people who are internally exploring themselves as my form of expressive arts therapy. You see, the most remarkable thing was in the peak of this disconnection to the external world. Celia nominated me one of the 22 global women who rule in 2023. It was such a shock to me because when I thought nobody was watching, the universe showed me I was on the right path. So in these last 4 years, love became my currency. In the time when I couldn't rely on my past contacts in Canada and United States, I transformed my meaning of self-worth to the to understand their ways of love. So being in Mexico taught me to be my true being of love. Love is the deepest and most challenging level to understand in my Make Moves coaching method. And this is to truly find your authentic self and purpose. In this is to love. This is your essence. Your reason for being alive is to love, is to learn our valuable exchange. And after you share that with someone who's really there and present to receive it, it becomes your why you made these moves to learn our valuable experience of that in your life. This is when your legacy of love becomes real, realizing everything as lessons. Love is a force of creation for us to have a human experience. And sometimes love doesn't look pretty, it looks hard and challenging. But there's always love and all ways of love. And when we learn our unique way of giving and receiving love, this is only when we become the creators of what success really means in our life. You see, I didn't have all the insurances of my country, money flowing as it used to, but it was through seeing my value in my community did I learn my true practice of how I express love, what self love means to me, and how people respond when I serve them with my authentic love. Earl Nightingale said, "Success is taking one step in the direction of your dreams." So, my tip for you all is to tune in to the silent depths of your soul and ask yourself, what is one thing you would love to experience in this world before you expire? How would you share it? It shouldn't come from that place where everyone is doing that, so I should do it too. It's a unique desire from your soul's energetic signature that maybe you think will never happen, but you feel it so deeply and you want to know why and how. You see, this is your soul's purpose to realize in this world. And as you turn your attention fully into the seed and nurture it with all your heart until it becomes a tree that fruits your intentions to make moves, to play, and to share your love in that direction, this is your gift and contribution. This will not only feed everyone you interact with, it will also continue to feed you and your purpose along the way. So to leave with love is to be the example of this love that flows through you, YOU, your own universe. And inviting people to intimately know what you value to experience is what your business should be centered around. And it also allows you to shift your definition to success from what everyone says, the money, into the honey that you truly know you are giving your love from, and that nourishes you along the way. And by this, it doesn't come from things that you have to do, it actually comes from things you get to do. This is what life is all about. So it is my ultimate passion to coach people to find their true authentic value and help them move, play, and love themselves to create a love style that is inspiring and leave a legacy of love for generations to come by being the example of this love. So if you desire to deeply make moves through my coaching, you can find me at dianadavid.net or on Instagram at Diana David Moves for a free discovery call so we can learn how we can fall in love together. Aho.
You're on mute.
Listen, I'm saying we can't hear you, and you're like, no, you're on mute.
Both of us are on mute. Okay, that was Diana David. I had a chance to speak with her around Southeast Asia. She's doing the Red Ball movement, and when you asked me to invite someone who leads with love, she goes around different countries also like you. But I feel like you would gravitate with each other because you have a different way of really expressing and showing how to love communities, and that's the reason why I also invited her to this love gathering.
She did an amazing job. Thank you so much, Diana. So we have people that are popping in. I love interacting. So I just want to say
Yeah.
once again, good morning to those of you who are on this side of the world. Good evening to those of you who are on the other side of the world, and good afternoon. Afternoon. This is the Love Gathering, the second annual Leading with Love Love Gathering that's taking place. We're so delighted that everybody is popping in just to hear these beautiful stories, these testimonies and these inspirational deep dives to keep us, motivated in the state of economy that we're in right now. So, who do we have up next, Coach Celia?
Okay, let me give you our next speaker. Our next speaker is a multi-awarded social entrepreneur and community builder, international motivational speaker, trainer, and influencer, CEO and founder of FH Moms and Get Hired, advocate of women and youth. Let me welcome Mommy MK Bertulfo. Hi,
Hi.
MK.
Hi. A lovely morning, afternoon, and evening to everyone who's watching. Hello.
Hello.
MK is one of the biggest influencer and community founder here, almost half a million followers
Thank you
here
so
in
much.
the Philippines, helping so many freelancer women, especially moms. So MK, we would like to welcome you to our love gathering.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm super excited to, share more about my story, our story as a community, and of course, how my love for the community helped me succeed in the business that I'm in.
Okay. So, MK, can you like start your story and we will be listening MK streaming live from the Philippines.
Yes, yes. I'm streaming live from the Philippines. I actually prepared a short slide presentation, just for visuals. Celia, can you help me with that as well?
Okay, wait. Huh?
Okay. So, yeah, again, my name is MK. Our community calls me Mummy MK. So, you already have a hint that we are a mom community. And just to give you a brief background about my story, I'm a college dropout for the reason that I lost my mom at a very young age because of ovary cancer. I started working as a fast food worker while I'm studying in college. I transitioned to becoming a call center agent until I tried working from home in 2017. That was also the time I created Filipino home based moms as a Facebook group. So I don't have any plans, or I don't have any idea that FH moms will grow as big as half a million members globally. I started working as a virtual assistant, a social media manager, and an email support for a few years until I went full time for FH Moms, and of course as a social entrepreneur and a tech startup founder. And with all the initiatives that I've done in the past, it has helped me to grow on a personal level. I started um, growing our business. We also able to acquire our own home. We started traveling with the whole family. So really changed my life. So this is our community. We now have more than 480,000 members globally, and we focus on helping our community in terms of freelancing, parenting, and digital entrepreneurship. Our mission is to provide support for Filipino women. As you know, many women or moms, to be specific, are struggling in many things. But in our community, my love for the community um, were tested multiple times. I was even bullied during the time that I'm starting FH Moms, and many of our community members have very limited resources and opportunities, meaning they don't have the computer, the internet to be able to start an online job or a business. They are overwhelmed with the information that they are getting. Many lost their jobs as well as their businesses during the pandemic, and as women or as moms, we are expected not just take care of the kids, but also to have an income for the family. So it's really hard, especially for moms like Mommy Jen, who is an ex OFW and the corporate slave, a PWD, and a solo mom to be able to find a stable job. So our solution in FH Moms is to be able to provide a one-stop shop community where we provide digital skills training. We also organize job fair as well as events. We also provide internship as well as job assistance. We have global partners that has been providing us with a lot of job opportunities for our community members. We also have computer loan assistance that started during the pandemic, and we also have sponsors that provide Wi-Fi as well as laptop sponsorship. So yeah, these are the community events. I think the biggest event that we organized was were attended by 2,000 moms this year. Before the pandemic, we were able to organize an event attended by 700 moms. So that's a huge comeback. We were able to organize more than 100 meetups in 25 cities in the three islands here in the Philippines as well as overseas. So since I mentioned that, my love for the community, if you will be asking startup founders in the Philippines, they are surprised that I started FH Moms as, a Facebook group. And up to now, we're still strong in terms of our community. And if there's one community building tip that I would share to you, that would be creating a platform for your community members to communicate, collaborate, because if you really love your tribe, you would do your best to be able to help them on a personal level and truly engage with them. These are the initiatives that we have inside the community that are funded by its members. We have our webinars, our free webinars. We also have our resources, our directory, and many more. We also have our scholarship program, and from time to time, we have a different kind of outreach program. So these are just few of the many initiatives that we have. These are the projects that we've done and we're still doing with the help of our international partners who provided us with grants. So we have soft skills training, the Wi-Fi unit donation that I've mentioned earlier, and many more. This is a campaign in partnership with one of the detergent brands of Unilever. So they were able to provide us with an entrepreneurship training program, and we are now at our year two. So we would always make sure to work with different brands as well as organizations so that we can help more people in our community. And we were proud that we have more than 16,000 graduates, and we were able to award a total of 1.6 million pesos worth of business kits for our beneficiaries, and we were able to help a lot of moms in one of our mall events. Another community building tip is to be able to build partnership with other organizations. I know you have so much love to give to your community, but it's also nice to extend the love, those opportunities that you have to other organizations, since they also need help. Next, here, I think this is one of the proof of the love for the community, which is the social impact. We were able to increase the monthly salary of our community members, and we help our mommy members to be a virtual assistant, a content writer, a social media, many more. And many of our community members would say that they have more family time. They already have the savings. They have a boosted confidence as well as morale, and many more. And it's truly amazing to hear these stories from these moms, because they started with zero skills as well as knowledge. Another community building tip is to have a long term vision. If you love your community, if you love your customers, you would make sure that you have a long term vision for your business, and you should also plan for sustainability. Be transparent, especially nowadays that we are online. You should be accountable in your actions. So these are just, the people first values that we have inside the community and the practices that we have. We don't have an office, so we're 100% remote. So we make sure that the community is, a remote, fun, and friendly workplace for our employees and for our community members. The Facebook group that we have is safe as well as nurturing and has a culture of respect for everybody. We always want to make sure that we have different kind of opportunities for different kind of moms to help them improve their lives. We also encourage collaboration as well as um, aside from collaboration, we want them to also inspire other moms. We have moms who landed an online job that would help another mom. I think that's real nice culture that we were able to build inside the community. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much again for having me. You can follow me on Facebook and LinkedIn. Just search for MK Bertulfo, and you can also send me an email, or you can visit our website to know more about our initiatives. That's mastery.fhmouse.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Beautiful job. Beautiful job,
MK.
MK. You're doing such an amazing job. Thank you for helping all the mommies there in
Yeah,
the
so
Philippines and all
Master Coach
around the world.
LaKendra, leading with love. Every time you think of leading with love, I think about you, Master Coach LaKendra. But here in the Philippines, there's also a person like you, MK, is supporting, supporting mothers. And for us, we support people around the globe through Lovey the Bear.
Who Lovey the Bear,
Yeah.
who made
So
his special appearance yesterday. We had a live
oh,
event yesterday here in the US, and Lovey the Bear was just spreading so much love, giving so many hugs to so many people that showed up for the event. So yeah, this
yeah,
is really a
MK,
love
we hope that,
explosion.
yeah, MK, we hope that you support our campaign for Lovey the Bear.
Sure, we'll definitely support whatever campaign that is.
Thank you.
Because all mommies need a lovey to
Yeah,
bear. Mothers need to have something to remind them as well to be kind to themselves, right?
right.
Because
Mhm.
when you have your kids, it's all for your kids. You sacrifice everything, and sometimes as a mother you can forget to like really self-care for yourself, but that lovey the bear will teach you and remind you to do that for yourself every single day. So thank you for all the work that you're doing.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much, ladies.
MK. Thank you, MK Bertulfo, streaming live from the Philippines. Thank you, MK. Bye.
So, Coach Celia, like we have great people popping in from different parts of the world. Oh my gosh, we have our Dr. Cash from Nairobi. She has just popped in. So it's midday there. It's probably, I don't know, what, about 5 or 6 o'clock, I guess. There she is. Hey, good morning.
Yeah,
Good morning.
let's show the people who are watching.
Yes. Hello, Angetta and Coach Adam. Who
Yeah.
else we have in here? Lillian, hello, watching from Masamara. Okay, that's in Africa. Hello, good morning, good evening, everyone. This is so
Yeah.
beautiful. Let me just talk about before we bring up our next speaker, like
Yeah.
the purpose of this. How this all got started. Um, I just wanted to just have a conversation because, like I said, like our world is in such a shambles. We're in war right now. We have innocent people, dying all around the world because of, the hands of, for me, for leaders who really need to connect more with love. I think the more love we have, the less war we have, the less homelessness we have, the less starving children we have. Um, the less abuse we have, right? I think even in our world right now, human trafficking is so high. It's at the highest numbers that you can even imagine. And if we don't come together as a global, just a global front, regardless of where you are in the world, and if we don't come together, people who truly want to see humanity thrive, right? If we don't come together, these things, these numbers are going to continue to increase and increase and increase. And then what is our world going to be left with? You know, are our children going to be safe in the next 5 to 10 years? Are our communities going to be safe in the next 5 to 10 years? And so when I decided, when I got with Coach Celia and I told her what it is that I wanted to do, I wanted to just go around the world and unite with leaders who say that they truly care about, their communities, regardless of where we are, because one global disaster affects all of the globe. That's what we don't understand. It's like, well, why are we talking to people? LaKendra, you're in the US. Why are you talking to other people? Because of social media, everything affects us. Back in the day, we didn't know if something was going on in another country. We didn't know. It didn't affect our psyche. It didn't affect our emotional being. But now we're truly affected. So we're having post traumatic stress just by watching what's being done all around the world. And me having these conversations with leaders who show up for love every day, whether, they are community leaders or managers, however, high level people in the world. If we don't step up, like if we do not step up and become the beacon lights, our communities are going to get darker and darker. So my question that I ask every leader is, how do you lead with love? And can you do more? Do you have the capacity to stretch yourself and do more? Because we're outnumbered. It feels like we're outnumbered. When we're at war right now, that means that heart center leaders aren't being heard. So we're outnumbered. When the hunger, grows, like we support Hunger Free Philippines, we support the Arlington Life Shelter here in the US. And when those people who have nowhere to go, they don't know how to feed, they don't know, where their next meal is going to come from the next day. And if hearts and leaders don't come together and do more, what is going to happen to our community? So this is a whole reason for this love gathering, because I want to let everyone see that the globe is really, it's not this big, it's this big. This is how big it is. And whatever impact is happening over there, it happens here, right in your own backyard. So we have to step up and take a seat at this table and say, for me and what I'm doing in the capacity in which I'm doing it in, can I do it more? So I can find other people that, sound like me, that reflect my heart, so we can do more in our communities, so we can be the frontliners of what's happening with policies, what's happening, just across the board. And so my call to action is for heart center leaders to step up and figure out how you can do more, how you can collaborate with other leaders, so our children can be safer, so our elderly can be safer, our children can be safer, like all across the board. And so that's the reason for this love gathering. And I'm just excited for everyone that is tuning in. So come on back, Coach Celia. I'm off my soapbox.
Okay. Well, that was very inspiring, Master Coach LaKendra. And now we can invite our next speaker. Let me call our next speaker. Okay. Our next speaker is a visionary, apostolic leader, changing lives. Ambassador Dr. Caroline Wangechi is a globally recognized change agent dedicated to advocating for peace, empowering marginalized individuals, and addressing pressing social issues such as gender-based violence and mental wellness. So it's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Caroline Wangechi. let us remove first.
Everybody, how are you? Oh my goodness, I am super excited for this conference. How are you doing? You're most welcome all over the globe. I greet you all from Kenya, the land of the sun. My name is Dr. Caroline Wangeshi. I am an ambassador, a goodwill ambassador through I Change Nations, and I am also an apostle. I am excited. I was very happy when I met LaKendra. She had visited Kenya during a conference we had for women, empowering women. And I really connected with her because of the aspect of the love, the love that she oozes, of love that she carries around her. And that is what really attracted me to her, because that is also what speak about giving in love. Many people, they give, but how do you give? Maybe you give because you have extra. You give because you have excess. You give because you feel you must give. You give because you are compelled to give. But there is a special aspect when you give in love. Do you give in love? How do you serve? How do you offer your services? Do you offer your services in love? Yeah. So the theme of our conference this time, we're talking about talking about giving love. How do you do your business? How do you succeed in your business through offering love? Yeah, I'm also a businesswoman. I deal in oil and lubricants. I am a humanitarian diplomat. I'm also of the work I love, even for the aspect of preaching as an apostle. You cannot give the message without love. Otherwise, you will torture it, or even the person who is receiving it might never and they watch you sit there. They will not come to look for you. They will not come to find what you have. You stay there. Yeah. You are hungry. Probably you even have diabetes. You need to boost your sugar level quickly. So you will walk out and go. Yeah. I give you another instance. You come into, you're just at the door.
I think we're having just a couple of little technical difficulties from Dr. Carolyn. I call her Dr. Cash from Dr. Cash. So we'll see if we can get this connection back started. But listen, y'all, like this is happening live right now from different parts of the world. So can you imagine, right? Can you imagine um, Dr. Carolyn? She's there in Kenya. Um, our previous guests, you know, are in the Philippines. I'm here in the US, and this is just real. This is just real. So let's see. I'm going to let's see if I can remove her and bring her back on. Let's see here. Y'all just be patient. Remember, I said holding space. We have to hold space for these type of things, but we're going to get through these 3 hours. We're going to get through with these 3 hours. So here's Dr. Cash now. She says, "So sorry, the network is terrible in part of Africa, but it's okay. It is absolutely okay. I want to bring Coach Celia back too. Coach Adam,
Sorry.
Coach Adam says we hold space in grace. Yes, yes. We're going to be streaming y'all for 3 hours. So just go in. If you're in your bed this Saturday morning, or if you're getting ready for bed, wherever you are this Saturday evening, or if you're getting home and you're preparing for dinner, just allow this to play in your background because we're going to be in and out. We already foresaw this problem. Look at Coach Celia; she's stuck right now. We already foresaw this problem, and we were still okay with it. We were like, this global love gathering is needed, and we have our communities that are going to hold space, and they're just going to be still present with us. So no worries. Are we going to try to get Dr. Cash back up, Coach Celia? So Coach Celia is stuck. Coach Celia is stuck right now. I just love it, but y'all know that I can just talk to you all day. I can talk all day. So as our beautiful leaders are figuring out their connections wherever they are in the world, in the comments, can you tell me where you are from? Let me just talk to you who showed up for this beautiful love gathering. Let me know where you're from, and let's just kind of chat for a minute. So let's see. We have Nia Purpose Jones. She says, "Good morning, tribe." She's actually one of our speakers that are going to be speaking for today. Coach Adam said he is from Dallas, Texas. I know that we're streaming live from YouTube as well. So we're streaming live from YouTube, and we're also on the Global Life Coach Training and Entrepreneur Institute page on Facebook. So if you're not following us on Facebook, please follow Jice Loves, and that's Gice Loves. We have Coach Chanel Rosebud. She is from Dallas, Texas. Do we have any people on here that are from another part of the globe? Please tune in. See, I didn't know we were going to talk to you. Y'all didn't know that. We have Vanessa. Vanessa says, "Good morning from Frisco. Amazing event last night. Such fabulous people. Thank you for all that you do, LaKendra. Awesome to meet you." It's awesome to meet you, Vanessa, and thank you so much for coming out to support our gala last night, where the purpose was to celebrate other leaders that lead with love and to raise money for charity. So thank you so much for being a part of that. Y'all are flooding in here. Let's see who else is here. Good morning. I love you all so much. Hello, Coach Estine. Coach Estine is actually um, our office manager here at the headquarters of Jice here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. Um, we have Adisa. It's, you know what? I call you OD. That's what I call you. But Miss Bailey, she's a personal and private chef here in Dallas, Texas. So thank you so much. So as we're figuring out like how to reconnect back to our global leaders, let me know, like, if you attended the event on last night, what was your most favorite part? So y'all just go ahead and talk to us, because we're getting it together. Regardless of what's happening, we're going to make sure all of our speakers get to speak on today. So what was your most favorite part at our live event on yesterday at the Love Charity Gala? Let us know, and so we can display it so people can know, like, this is real. The things that we're doing to bring heart center leaders together. So I want to bring Coach Celia back to the stage.
Sorry. Super sorry about the connection. I don't know what's happening.
Listen, all I know is when beautiful people come together, right? Then we know that healing is taking place. We know that enlightenment is taking place. And so it's okay. We are up against a lot of different forces, but we're going to make it throughout the day. So let me see here. Oh, okay. Susie is a whole vibe. Oh my gosh. Susie Batiste, we honored her last night. She was our Love and Light Global Award nominee, and such an amazing, I talked about how, she really kept me from going in darkness when COVID hit. She launched her Alive S program. I spent 3 seasons in it serving as a student and also serving as a mentor to others that came in. And so we're so delighted. She's also one of our sponsors. So she has 3 companies. She has Puri. Everybody is very familiar with Poopery because every time I'm anywhere around the globe, I can find her product. And she also has Alive OS, which is her personal development platform. And she has Supernatural, and oh my God, Supernatural smells so good. You can clean your house with. It's chemical free, and it just helps with a better healthy environment. And so she supplied our gift bags to our 150 guests that attended, and so we're so grateful. We're so grateful for her. So Celia, you're
So let's introduce our next speaker before I get cut off again.
okay.
Okay. Okay, let me put our next speaker. Let's Our next speaker is a real estate developer and investor, speaker, mentor for personal development coach. Let's welcome Coach Greg Thomas.
And good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Like she said, I'm Coach Greg Thomas here from Dallas, Texas. Thank you for having me. This is amazing. Technical difficulty and all. This is amazing. Um, what led me down my journey of love and leadership was my own personal story. Divorced, became a father of 3 young children, and I had to provide, and I couldn't. I mean, I went through depression and all of the things that come along with that. And I began to kind of shell up, as it were, closed off from everything and everyone. And I looked up one day and I didn't like any of the outcomes I was getting. So what I began to do was, and I kind of developed this into my own coaching style, I call it dealing with the mirror and the numbers, because those are the 2 things in life that will always be honest with you. They never lie. Um, excuse me. So, what do I mean by that? Uh, the mirror is what you physically see in the mirror. I had noticed that I had gained a lot of weight. Um, just didn't like myself. Uh, Translate that a little bigger. The mirror is also your actual outcomes. Um, and transitioning through all of these things, one thing I deal with my children, and by the way, single dad, the whole thing. And my children would hate it when I did this. When they would get their report cards, I would tell them, you have to explain your grades to me, be it good or bad. Good or bad, you have to explain the grades. And in America here, our report cards have a little box with a number in it. And I would tell my children if they got an A, I would praise them. If it was a good grade in general, I would praise them. And I would say, okay, well, explain how you got this grade. And they would say things like, I studied, I did all of my work, I paid attention in class, these things. And I would say, okay, awesome. Let's continue to do that so you can get this repeated success. If they made a grade that was below their potential, they had to explain it. And like children would like to do, they would try to come up with excuses. Oh, Susie was bothering me and all of this. And I would tell them, well, the problem with your excuse is the only thing that will fit in this little box is your number, not your excuse. They made the box so small so that your excuse would fit in there. So I began to apply that to myself. I would pay attention to the mirror and my numbers. What do I mean by my numbers? Credit score, bank account, my actual weight. And those things are scary. I had to deal with it. And in the process of dealing with those things, of course, I went to therapy and things like this. But in this, uh, I began to, like I said, the mirror is also the outcomes. I realized that my social circle had dwindled to nothing. I realized, hey, I've become a tad bit antisocial, and these things were not getting me the outcomes that I wanted. So, like I said, I went to therapy, got some coaches. I had to learn soft skills, um, and I had to deal with the numbers. And that's what my coaching is based around. Uh, my target audience is men between the ages of 18 and 35, and also men who are just wanting to start over, which can be very challenging. And that's what I tell them. Let's deal with the mirror and the numbers, because these are the two things that will never lie to you or on you. Uh, we're afraid of them because, like with my children, I would tell them, you're very smart, so I know that you could wake up and get an A if you so chose. Uh, so that number in that little box, your grade, is not indicative of your intelligence, but it's an indicator of your effort. And so when I'm working with people, uh, these are the things that I get. The theme of my coaching is to help people become the best version of themselves so they can serve the people they love and get the outcomes that they want. And I think that before we can do or give adequate service, we have to be full ourselves. We cannot pour from an empty cup. So I always encourage, let's deal with the mirror and the numbers. Where do you say you want to be? Okay, let's write it down. Cool. And it's just like a destination. If I want to go from here, Dallas, Texas, to New York, let's say I want to take a drive, I have to then start where I am. We can only start where we are. We might not like where we are. It might be challenging. We might be far away from where we want to go, but we have to start where we are. And then we have to get really clear on the destination. And just like when you put that into GPS, it charts out a course for you. When you firmly get an understanding of where you are and get really clear about where you want to go, you can do the same thing with your goals. You can map out where you want to go. So these are the things that I teach. Um, in my own personal life, just dealing with the mirror and the numbers. I literally went from credit score in the dumps, uh, bank, didn't even have a bank account at one point. Um, Thankfully, uh, through real work, uh, both personal and in business, doing six figures now. I'm going to fully launch my development company, real estate development company next year. Master Coach LaKendra made mention of what can you do to stretch and do more. Right now, I'm doing just personal one-on-one counseling, but I'm going to actually go ahead and start uh, Fortis counseling and life coaching to stretch and do more because, as she said, we are outnumbered, and I want to do my part and contribute to a larger conversation and to help more people because this is what it's about. Um, I realized how important community was in my depressive state. And I kind of excommunicated myself from community. And I realized that that was a huge component to getting where I wanted to be. I couldn't even reach out to for help because, well, I hadn't made any friends, or rather, I had uh, left all of my friendships. So I had to start to do these things. Um, we have to become the better version of ourselves, and that's a daily task because if we do not, we cannot serve others. So this is why I think an event like this is so important to share light on these things, to hear other stories and connectivity, because success in any form is a shared event. You cannot truly be successful and be a hermit crab. They just kind of shell up in their own space and they don't live long. We want to be fruitful, and the only way to do that is to connect and love. I teach these same things to my children and my business with my business partners and my employees as well. We lead with love, even though we deal with the mirror and the numbers. There's grace in that as well. So I take these things that I learned through my own journey and I apply them to being a father. Thankfully, my kids are good and grown. Master Coach LaKendra actually knew my children when they were a little younger through her hype kids step team and stuff, and they really enjoyed that. But um, I take these same principles. They work with children, us as adults, in our business, and it's just been great. It's great, and I love to help other people do the same.
Me and this mic. Turn on your mic. That was so beautiful. I was thinking as you were speaking, Greg, I was thinking like the reason that we need more heart centered men to lead with love is because like their leadership can bring such a profound positive change in our world, right? So when men embrace love as a guiding principle, it leads to a greater sense of empathy and
Yes,
compassion and inclusivity, right?
absolutely.
And,
Yes,
and it also challenges, I just took some notes here, it also challenges the stereotype of always have to be in this high masculine energy. So breaking down those barriers, just listening to you talk about raising your children right as a single father. It you know it it's just it was so beautiful, and that vulnerability, like this is what we need in this world, right? We just need that
yeah,
vulnerability and just examples. So our children, when I talk about saving our children, it doesn't have anything really to do with all of the things that may be in your mind, like saving our children, like, oh, we gotta create this and create that. No, it's just presence. Kids need presence. They need role models. um Something that they can see to strive to say, oh, this is how I want to be, this is how I want to feel, just to have an example. And presence
absolutely.
for me is one of the biggest healers in the world, because I heard you say like you didn't have any friends, like you didn't know what was really going on, you kind of went inside. And so I'm so proud of you. you
Thank
know
you.
that's from a black woman to a black man. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And your example of leadership as a man will transcend the next generation of young black men, or just young men, regardless of color, all around the world. So thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So I'm going to bring Coach Celia back up.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Coach Greg. And now let's introduce our next speaker. Yay. Our next speaker is a mental health life coach and owner of Nappy Sanctuary Wellness Center. She helps men and women and families find their purpose in healing through the craft of locks. Let us welcome our next speaker, Coach Nia Green. Hi, Coach Nappy.
I love that you
Hello.
have your Leading with Love shirt on. I love that. Like, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that?
Hello, global community. It's such a pleasure to be with you all today. I always love the opportunity when LaKendra gives us the opportunity to speak as coaches and really shine and be our authentic self. Like when she says, technical difficulties and all, the Global Institute of Coaches and Entrepreneurs has taught me nothing else but to be authentic and to show up in excellence. And Master Coach LaKendra exudes that every single time that she brings us to the stage to let us know that in nervousness and difficulties that it's okay. Again, my name is Nappy Coach Nia Green. I am the owner and operator of the Nappy Sanctuary Wellness Center. Um, this topic today of leading with love is phenomenal.
because I think in order to be a leader, a true leader, and an effective leader, that you have to do it with love as your foundation. Um, I want to expand your mindset today to understand what it means to truly love. I've been in this beauty industry professionally for 10 years. And in the beauty industry or any service industry, you're always dealing with people. And the way when people sit in my chair, what I've learned in this industry, as much as it changes with new trends and new techniques and new skill sets, that the foundation of it is truly love. And people want you to understand what their perspective is. That's the first foundation of love. Um, our perspectives come from our environment, how we were raised, the people that we surround ourselves with, our thought processes, um, our thought processes, and we just want to be understood, understanding. You have to in order to understand someone's perspective in life, you have to understand where they came from. Everyone is not going to think like you. But if you understand what their perspective is, how they came to the conclusion of why they think like they think, you have a better understanding. Um, we have love languages. What sets another person on fire? And that person's perspective may differ from yours. Everybody's love language is different. If you haven't taken the love language test, I strongly encourage you to figure out what your love language is. Because in that love language is healing. In that love language, you find what the different perspectives are, um, from different people, from different walks of life. We are a global community. We all come from different environments. We all come from different perspectives. And sometimes you have to learn what that person's perspective is to truly exude love. The second thing is you have to show some compassion. Since 2020, we have all been in this place of healing. We have come to the realization of what things no longer serve us, what no longer makes us happy. In 2020, people were quitting their jobs, finding new professions, leaving relationships, parenting better, because they all had this different perspective of who they were when the world was shut down. When you can no longer go to work and when you can no longer shop like you used to because you have to wear a mask now, a lot of people realized that they were just wearing a mask in their life in general. We had been wearing a mask, pretending to be satisfied in the positions that we were in, pretending to be okay and content in the life that we were living. But I think 2020 gave that perspective that it was okay not to be okay. But you have to find the tools in order to get out of that stuck space and be okay. That's what led me to become a life coach, is because I knew it was something that I needed, something that I didn't know that I needed to find out. And it was this hunger inside me. What life coaching taught me was to be in touch with, to actually define my core values. So that way I could set boundaries. So those things that no longer served me, I could move out of the way. When you don't have boundaries, it's easy for people to, for you to live unauthentically because you just want to please other people. But when you live in a space of where you want to please other people, a lot of times it leaves you empty. When you break out of that space and you understand what your core values are and what means the most to you, You should be able to set those boundaries even better. And when you set a boundary, it's the foundation. There's no crossing the boundary. When people cross your boundaries, you are able to explain and communicate why that hurt you. And it goes back to perspective. Like, you may not agree with my boundary, but my boundary is my boundary. And I'm not moving the boundary in order to accommodate how you feel, because how I feel is important to me. And then that comes to authenticity. How many times is it that you just want to be in a room and be yourself? You don't want to shrink. You don't want to become someone else. You don't want to be like the other people in the room. You have to know that who you are, who God created you to be, who you and God are co-creating to become together is enough. It's enough. You don't need anything else other than that, other than you, other than your heart, other than your perspective, other than your compassion. You don't need anything else other than that to just walk in a room and shine and know who you are, and know that if God has placed you in that room, that's where you're supposed to be. It's a life that you're going to change. Your life could be changed just by being in a room of people who love. That is the environment that the Global Institute has really given me. It's given me permission to just be who I am, nappy. Um, Life coaching made me nappy, never apologizing for the purpose and passion of you. I have clients who sit in my chair all the time, and the foundation of it is they just want to be heard. They just want their perspective to be respected. They just want compassion, somebody to truly listen and understand who they are and where they're coming from. And sometimes, as a coach, all I want to do is to facilitate and build up that passion within them. I also have this philosophy that when you lock your hair, having dreadlocks is a metamorphosis. It's like the metamorphosis of a butterfly. When a mother butterfly is about to lay her egg, she looks for the perfect environment for that egg to lay in. And then she flies away. While in that environment, there's a hatch, there's a birth that occurs. In that birth, when that caterpillar is birthed, it eats from the environment of which it laid in. A lot like the human experience. When we are born, our parents look for the perfect environment to protect us, to where we can be fed, to where we can be nurtured, to where we can learn, to where we can grow. And the same with the butterfly. It eats from the environment. It takes everything in. And just like the butterfly, when it goes into its chrysalis, it goes into this hard shell. Because a lot of times when we're out there in the world, there are some things that hurt us. There are some things that make us want to go within. There are some things that make us question the world around us. And when we go in, we have to go into reflection. We have to go into reflection of what that environment really meant, what those people around us actually taught us, because they make the foundation of who we are. And in the chrysalis is forming a butterfly, who it is that you really want to be, who it is that you really want the world to see. And whatever you emerge from, when you come out of that chrysalis, is a butterfly. You have beautiful wings that have a beautiful color that's authentic just for you. It's just as beautiful as your fingerprint and your DNA. And we become these beautiful, beautiful beings. And our job is to spread love And in order to spread love, you just have to show up. Just show up in your beautiful colors. Show up in your beautiful wings, so that we can exude love. Because you may not be everybody's cup of tea, but maybe you're somebody's shot of Hennessy. And that's okay too. You may not be for everybody, but it's somebody's life out there that you're going to change just by showing up and showing your beautiful wings. So if you're going to be a leader and you want to lead with love and um, give love out, show up as yourself. Show up with your authenticity. Show up with your compassion, and show up and understand that everybody's perspective may be different than yours, but it's okay at the end of the day, because we all come from different places, but that does not mean that we cannot coexist together. I love when Tabitha Brown says, you can have a bad day, but don't go messing up somebody else's day. Because sometimes we're not okay. And it's okay not to be okay. But what's not okay is for you to be stuck not being okay. If you take nothing else away from what I've said today, I want you to take away that you shine. You're enough just as you are. You are love. You and God are co creating a magnificent life together. And whatever you want to manifest, whatever you want, whatever you feel in the depths of your heart, it wants you back. It wants you back. And all you have to do is go and grab it. It's all right there in the palm of your hands. And if you don't have the tools, reach out, use your resources, talk to the people around you. My grandmother always says that a closed mouth never gets fed. Nobody knows that you're hurting if you don't tell anybody that you're hurting. And nobody who really truly loves you wants you to hurt. So if you are in a dark place today, just reach out to someone you know who loves you, so you can come back into the light, so that you can fly like a beautiful butterfly, because you've already ate from your environment. You went back into reflection and you understand your core values. You understand what no longer serves you and what needs to be your boundary. And now you can fly. You can fly. A life coach is a person who's going to hold you accountable. That's it. All coaches want to do is hold you accountable for living the life that it is that you have chosen to live, what you want for yourself. And nothing is wrong with that. That's the way that we lead with love. That's the way that anyone that I have met that is connected with Jice lives. Coaching is not a profession. Coaching is a lifestyle. It's who you are. It's what you breathe. It's what you do every day when you're not even trying to. So just go out and be your best self. Show your wings and fly. Thank you for listening.
Wow. That was wow. Coach.
I'm sick of it. Nappy, Nappy, you woke up on the right side of the bed today.
Yeah. Give me the Hennessy.
Give me the, I almost went in, I got some in there. I got the white Hennessy. That was so amazing. There was a
I
comment
love
that
it.
came in. There was a comment that came in because we're streaming from different places I've connected to. And the comment said, as she was speaking, is love really all that we need, right? And so I want us to speak to that really, really briefly. While love is an undeniably a powerful, it's a powerful essential force. We talk about love, the love itself, the four-letter words, LOVE. It's so powerful. It's important to recognize that, it may not be the sole solution. Like, I really want y'all to hear this. It may not be the sole solution to all of humanity's challenges, but love alone, it may not just address poverty. It may not address inequality. It may not address our environmental concerns. However, this is the however, okay? However, love can serve as a guiding principle and a catalyst, as Nappy Coach talked about, the catalyst of the butterfly, and a catalyst for positive change, because it is the fundamental of humanity. When we're born into this world, we don't know what suffering is. We were conceived, we were developed, and the mother and the father that came together, whether it was purposeful or not, that is life creation. We're all at that point, we're already a freaking miracle at that point. And when we grow inside of another human's body, we are now just exuding love because we're a miracle. And so just imagine now that we're inside of the world, and with the whole concept of you were chosen out of thousands and thousands of eggs, right? And sperms. You were chosen. How can we not say that the foundation of humanity isn't love, right? And once we understand that, then the emotional well-being of people can be stronger. Connection and unity can be stronger, regardless of what part of the world that you're in, because you are a miracle. Do y'all feel me? Like, you are a miracle. Empathy and compassion will just sit at the highest pinnacle of humanity, because we all know that we're miracles. Conflict resolution, like what? Love can aid in conflict resolution. Personal growth. We will continue to want personal growth and development, because all we exude is love, because we are a freaking miracle. Social cohesion, resiliency, like resiliency, in our emotional being, resiliency in challenges that we may be facing, and confusion from propaganda of media of, who's most important and who's least important. It would keep us just in that beautiful mental state. And then legacy. Legacy is the other thing that brings us, because if I'm exuding love because I'm a miracle, I'm going to pass that down to my children. My children are going to pass it down to their children, and vice versa. I'm going to leave it with the next person that meets me. And if we just exchange this wherever we are around the globe, when I show up in the Philippines, when I show up in Africa, when I show up in, Europe, when I show up in Canada, all I'm going to be greeted with is love. And that's why it's the foundation. But no, will it heal all the things? No, it probably will not. But if we start being accountable individually for ourselves, then I believe that massively and profoundly, we really can change our world. And that's my truest belief. Thank you, Nappy Coach.
Thank you, Nappy Coach.
Thank you.
That was awesome, really. And also Master Coach LaKendra. Okay, next, moving forward, let's go to our next speaker. Okay, our next speaker. Our next speaker is a retired corporate career girl, now walking in her purpose of as a certified mental health life coach. The truth of July brings radical. Wait, let's remove this one because remove brings a radical edge of activating your awareness. So let us welcome our next speaker, Coach Tamasha Whittington.
Good morning and good evening and good afternoon. We are streaming live in so many different parts of the world, so I wanted to cover it all. But hello to everyone that is tuning in. I'm so happy to be on here. You're muted.
Hey, Coach Tamasha. I'm over this microphone.
I know.
I'm over this microphone. We're going to give you the floor because I know this is going to be powerful.
I appreciate it. So, good day to everyone that is tuning in. I am here to share my journey from corporate America to where I am now, using my voice as a catalyst for change, for healing, for authenticity. And I'm here to talk about leading with love. That's the word of the day, love. So I spent 25 years in the corporate call center, contact center settings, providing solutions and service to countless people. It was during this time that I realized that my voice is incredible, right? And that it has power, it holds power. It wasn't just about answering the phone calls and just keeping up with the flow of the business, just for the companies that I was working for. It was truly about connecting with people on a deeper level. I provided, various services and products while handling high call volumes repetitively. And I knew that I wanted more. I knew that I wanted to do more. And I wanted to be more involved in some capacity to really be like a beacon of light to others, not just customers, but to people all over the world. And it was in 2019 when I did a simple Google search on being a life coach that led me on a journey of manifesting exactly what God created me to do, to lead with love, with my voice, through the Global Institute of Coaches and Entrepreneurs, also known as JICE Loves. So I believe wholeheartedly that our voices are gifts. With every breath, with everything that God created us to do and to be, we have the power to shape our reality. We have the power to inspire change and to really bring healing to those who need it. And one of the essential aspects of leading with love is authenticity. And being real, being genuine, and truly being true to ourselves is a form of love. It's about showing up as your authentic self, embracing our imperfections, sharing our unique voices with the world, with our family, with our friends. And it was my love for truth that brought me here. My love for talking, for laughter, for banter, and an unquestionable expression that placed me where I am right now. Since becoming a mental health life coach and joining the Global Institute of Coaches and Entrepreneurs, I have created workshops called Manifesting the Authentic You. I have learned to position myself, to present myself as Tamasha, as who I am. And not that I've ever been afraid before, but I was able to truly unlock levels of myself that I didn't even know that existed inside of me. And so on this path of being a leader in love, I learned to not be afraid to use colloquial terms. I learned to not be afraid to talk how I want to without being politically correct, right? Using an occasional cuss word here and there for emphasis. I like to call them sentence enhancers. And they're not meant to insult, but to add intensity, to drive home a point, Sometimes it takes a little colorful language to make people sit up and pay attention. I wanted to use my voice to call forth people to hear me out, not just for recognition, but for awareness, to take heed to what is possible within them. It was my ultimate goal to be the example of that. And, even as a mom, as a mother, like, I'm so deeply passionate about teaching my girls the incredible power of their voices and their words, and how expression through communication is an act of love. We have to use our words. It's about being assertive, setting boundaries, and even learning acceptance, all wrapped in love for oneself as well as others. And so when we lead with love, we evoke positive thought patterns, right? Because if we love ourselves, then we are now in control of the way that we think about ourselves, the way we think about our circumstances and anything else that's going on. Love has the incredible ability to transform negativity into optimism. It allows us to see the potential for growth and change in every situation. Love isn't a happenstance. It's a real appreciation of life. And just to kind of piggyback off of the comment that was made, is love enough? And Master Coach LaKendra said it so beautiful, that it was through love that we were even created. Well, if God is love, and God is enough, source, universe, everything around us, if the creator is love, then it surely has to be enough, right? As we cruise further into the realm of leading with love, I think that it's crucial to recognize that love itself is a divine force. In many spiritual traditions, including my own, the deep appreciation for God and the Creator, love is often seen as the very essence of our existence, which is exactly what LaKendra was talking about. It is through love that we connect with the divine, and through God. It's the ultimate. I won't go to church on you, but I do want to share one of my favorite Bible verses, and I'm sure you're familiar with it, but it's 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7. And we find the beautiful timeless description of love. And it says, love is patient. It's kind. It does not envy. So it's not a hater, right? It doesn't boast. So you don't have to peacock. You don't have to be too flamboyant, right? It's not about being proud. It does not dishonor others. It's not self-seeking. It isn't easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Because do you know that when you hold on to the wrongs of things that people have done to you, or that maybe something you have done, that is so heavy? But with love, love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. It always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, and it always preserves. That's like that could have been like a rap verse. Maybe if it was a rap verse, then people will hear it differently and digest it a little bit more. But that's a mic drop in itself. That verse encapsulates the very essence of leading with love. It reminds us to be patient. It reminds us to slow down, ease up a bit, right? There's a yellow light, pump your brakes. Love reminds us to show compassion, to protect and trust in the power of love. It's a guide for how we even use our voice and actions to reflect this divine love in our lives. As a mental health life coach, I got certified in 2019. My goal with my clients in a journey of self-love and self-acceptance is to show them that this is where it all begins. To lead with love externally, you have to be able to love yourself from within. And that can look ugly because that requires us to love things about ourselves that may not look pretty to someone else. So my goal is to help my clients to see the beauty in their uniqueness, to encourage them to embrace their authentic selves. I love to empower my clients to truly understand that their voice is the most powerful tool for change. By loving and accepting yourself, you become more confident in using your voice. You're able to create more positive shifts in the world. It's about encouraging yourself to express your thoughts, your feelings, your ideas with authenticity and with passion. In this holistic approach with leading with love, I want my clients, as well as to everyone that is listening today, I challenge you to harness the transformation of the power that love has within your life. Love is a driving force for you to set boundaries, to be assertive, and really like promote healing. It really is a catalyst for personal growth and societal change. It doesn't just happen within, but once it happens outside of us, it affects everyone that is surrounding you. We must remember that love has no bounds. Leading with love is not just about using our voices, but it's really about embracing authenticity, using your gifts, creating the change, showing love and compassion to ourselves and others. Do you know? And I'm not going to lie, y'all, that is hard. It's hard. We encounter plenty people, especially with my experience working in a contact center and working on the phones, and I'm the agent and the customers calling in. There are people that are angry. They are upset. They are hurt. They are saddened. There are people that are going through so many things internally and within that they don't even see love as being an option. So how do we show them compassion? But the compassion isn't just for them, it's for us. When you show compassion, when you lead with compassion, it makes you feel good. And while that person may or may not accept it, you have the ability, you get the opportunity to know that you were walking in love and in light and shining that upon other people. It is a must. Love is an endless source of inspiration. When we lead with love, we truly tap into the divine essence of our existence. It is my goal to continue to guide my clients, my friends, my family, and to really just help them to evoke the exact same change that I'm trying to put out. So may everyone watching continue to guide yourself on this journey, to know that there is so much power in your heart and you can be your real authentic self. You can cuss, you can take a shot of Hennessy or tea or put a little Henny in your tea, but you can do all of those things. Be your authentic self, speak your truth, embrace love, and have anything that you want because of it. It is my prayer that you discover that inside of yourself. It is my prayer that you will not just take what comes, but allow yourself to co-conspire with the universe in this like complete exploration of love, because it's really boundless. It's so boundless. So again, I encourage you each to embrace your voice as a gift. Use it to lead with love in your own unique way. Be accountable for your voice so that you can manifest as your authentic self. You guys, you can follow me on pretty much all social media platforms. I am on Instagram, Facebook, as well as TikTok as Truth of July. I am now accepting clients. If you would love to book a one-on-one consultation with me, and let's get started to see how you can begin to show up in love and walk in excellence for yourself, please reach out to me via DM, tap in with me on my page. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you and keep you accountable, so that you can lead with love, because you are already a leader in love. Thank you.
Wow.
Coach Celia, did you see why we needed to have this? Why this
Yeah.
love gathering is so important for humanity right now? Oh my gosh, Coach Tamasha, you hit on so many points that, like, if you're at home, you should have a journal with you right now. You should have some type of spiral, because this is a life class. This is what I call a master life class with all of these beautiful leaders that lead with love from different parts of the world. Like, so freaking amazing, right, Coach Celia? It's amazing.
Yes, yes. I'm writing actually. That's what I'm doing right now. Learning so much here. Thank you, Coach Tamasha.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. You've given so many, value bombs today, and we really learned a lot from our speakers tonight. And now moving forward, thank you, Coach Tamasha.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay, moving forward, let's proceed with our next speaker. Let me introduce our next speaker first. Okay. Our our next speaker is a renowned as the Flipper Queen, whose journey is a testament to resilience and adaptability. Once navigating the challenging waters of fashion design, Margie pivoted her creative prowess to the realm of real estate, where her Midas touch has transformed no less than 38 properties. From artfully furnishing homes to masterminding extensive house flips, Margie's eye for potential and her fearless approach to investment have solidified her status not just as a successful investor, but as an inspiring figure in the art of turning spaces into statements. Please welcome our next speaker, the Flipper Queen, Marjorie Carlett Edmonds. Hi, Margie.
How are you? Can you guys
Oh
hear
my gosh, Marjorie, I love your energy. Thank you for coming in like that.
me?
I love it.
Oh, it's always like that. And the funny thing is, sometimes a lot of people, when you're like in, I'm a hyper joy like all throughout my life. And so sometimes people think like, is she fake? But the people that knows me from the beginning to the end is like, they know, like if you need energy, you just have to call Margie, and it's like like I almost like a drug to somebody. But because my I made sure that the level of entrance of love, I guess that's how you actually see it in a way, is very low. Like I just want to make sure that I'm the same type of joy that I receive from a cake, from a chocolate cake, to like having a multi-million-dollar deal. Like it has to be the same level. It can't be different, because joy is joy, love is love. So everything has to, sometimes we put value on certain things that doesn't need to have value. I mean, if you enjoy the cake, right? If like I love cake, so it has to have the same value because I love cake. I this body comes with sacrifices, but I am in the last 2 years, I was able to pivot from fashion design to designing houses for investor and investing in real estate myself. So in the last 2 years, I have touched 38 houses, from the simple thing of just putting furnishing in the house and doing interior design, all the way to flipping, from ground up. all the way from a zero to a multi-million dollar home. So I'm so excited. And I know everybody was touching. You can call me Margie if you wanted to follow me. It's the Flipper Queen. You just put that in the search box and it will come up my picture with a big sledgehammer and a gown. So I know a lot of people are already, a lot of coaches in here are talking about empathy and compassion. So I'm going to skip on those because I believe we already have like great tools that they have shared with us. But one of the things that I want to share about is inclusivity. So what is inclusivity? Inclusivity is not just, you know, accepting everything. That's not what inclusivity really is. What inclusivity is understanding what you're true, what you believe in, and what you're good at, and what your core is, and that it is okay to be with someone that has a different course, different personality, different set of beliefs, that you can be inside a room. And that's what inclusivity is. A lot of people think like I have to accept everything that comes my way in order to be with that person. But in reality, inclusivity is accepting who they are just the way they are, and also not changing who you are, right? But having an open mind to discuss and having the open mind to understand each other. And that's what inclusivity is. And I think that's always is always going to be part of love. The other one is transparency. We have to communicate what we believe in. We can't just keep it in. We have, in order to love, love is an action word. It's not this mystical feeling. So there has to be some action words around love in order for us to understand what true love is. So inclusivity is an action word, right? Because you're opening your heart to be in the same room of somebody else, or same space. Transparency, on the other hand, is communicating openly. So that's another action word, is communicating openly and honestly and building the trust and respect within, you know, your community, within the realm of your business and the realm of your employees and the realm of your clients. Because business, the main purpose of business, I remember praying one day and asking God, God, you know, I'm entering into this business. The first business I did was 2013. And I was like, I'm entering into this business. And I remember God saying to me, hey, in order, I wanted you to understand what is the purpose of a business. And I said, what is the purpose of the business? A purpose of the business is to provide to give you profit. Everything else, the love around it is you. But the purpose of the business is to provide profit. So if you can get profit, but understanding the core of love around it, that's as a purpose of the business. So a business die when there's no profit, but the business also doesn't survive without love, and everything else will have to be in balance, right? So the other one is support. So one of the biggest thing that I thought of, which is really not the most familiar, or maybe it's frowned upon, and when they said like do not hire your family, right? That's the first thing they always said for business, like don't hire your family. It's really complicated and stuff like that. But understanding that if I can't work with my family, I mean, you can't hire everyone in your family, but if you see potentials in your family member, for me that's offering support, right? So if somebody say, hey, give me some money, I'm not going to give you money, but I'm going to give you opportunity. I want to give you opportunity to grow what you're good at. So in my business, I have certain family member that good in certain things, and I said, because they're good at that, I cultivate that. I'll make sure that that gift also become a part of my business. Because if I give back to my family who has a certain amount of gifts, or certain gifts that we can cultivate, that's not only going to benefit me, but it's going to benefit them in the long run. And one day, if they're no longer working for me, then it means they could use the same gift that we able to cultivate through the business of the Flipper Queen, right? So I have two company, the Carlet Edmonds Housing Solution, which is the flipping side, and the Flipper Queen is basically the furnishing and the design side. So there's two ways that they can help on those two companies. um, and that's development of opportunity is very important within your family, or just, within your established business. And the other one is gratitude. I know it's very simple. It's the simple things that gets us, right? Like it's the most simplest of things that cause us to stumble. So, but gratitude is something that is an action word. It's part of love. And I wake up every day, and I wake up every day and I go to sleep every day. This is no lie, honest to God. And I wake up every day and I say to God, thank you for this business. I can't believe I'm making money through the things that you have gifted me. And I thank God for everything. I always ask my girls, I have a 12-year-old and an 8-year-old. Nobody really is responsible to give you things. Nobody is responsible to give you things. Even mommy and daddy, we're not responsible to give you the toys that you wanted, right? Honestly, that's the truth. But when somebody gave you something, you have to say, thank you. You have to say thank you. You have to say thank you for giving me. I don't care if it's just a piece of candy or $1,000. You have to say thank you, because thank you will take you more. There's a lot of psychological, scientific study about the word thank you, and I'm grateful, and just gratitude itself like will give you a level that you will never be able to achieve without it. And the last thing is integrity, right? Make decisions that are not only good for the business, but good for it's good ethically. What is being ethical? It's when you're doing something that nobody is seeing, nobody is looking at you, nobody knows that you're doing it, but you're still making good decision, great decision. You're making correct decision according to your heart. At the end of the day, even if it's wrong, but if you feel like, it's really, really, I felt that day it's good, the intentions are really good, and I really know 100% that I was doing it with a good heart. And when you're doing things, even when nobody is looking and you're doing the right thing, that's called integrity. And integrity in business is beneficial not just to you, but also to the stakeholders. So who's your stakeholders? Your client, right? Your client is your stakeholder, your employees, you yourself, you're your stakeholder, because this is your business. And integrity is doing something the right way, the correct way, even if no one is watching, right? Um, and the other thing is, to end this, balancing the pursuit of financial goals with love, with action words, with gifting and encouragement and all that stuff. Balancing your financial goal with all this will basically put you in a faster, positive workplace. It's going to give you a culture that nobody can give you, because as a head of our businesses, we are responsible to build a brand that resonate with love and with care, and nobody else can do it but us, the person that's in charge, right? And then when the person in charge do it, everybody else around them is going to do it, because love is very contagious. You don't have to even say it. You have to have an action towards it, and then it became contagious. People become giver because they're around givers, right? People that stingy, they need to be around givers in order to be a giver. People that's hateful actually need to be around people that's loving to be loving. And that is, for me, one of the greatest gifts that was given to me, and I'm able to do that through the business. And I'm grateful that you guys are all here listening to all of this wonderful speaker, and I hope you learn a lot during this time, and we are so grateful that you're tuning in. Until next time, bye guys.
Thank you, Margie. Margie, where are you streaming from, by the way?
I am in California. So I'm in Fresno. I'm in the armpit of California. And I remember first moving in Fresno because the only thing here is IRS. But the first thing that I'm first moving to Fresno, I was like, God, I'm from the Philippines. Then my first state is Hawaii. And so when from Honolulu, we move over here. And I remember saying, why am I here? You know, this is like, there's nobody here. And I remember God saying, this is your land of milk and honey. And I remember trying to go back to Hawaii, trying to go back to Hawaii. And it was like, it's not working. And then I remember my dad saying, go back to California. You don't belong here. Everything that you're here, like I have a flat tire, like things are just happening. Like, go back to California. So I remember going back to California and accepting it and saying, okay, God, if this is my land of milk and honey. And at that time, I was really struggling financially, me and my husband. And so I just kind of like, okay, I'm going to trust you. And it has to have a time. It can't, like, you can't just say me it's land of milk and honey. You have to tell me when it's gonna turn into honey, right? So he gave me a date and I write that date down. It's like, okay, I'm gonna suffer from this point to this point, but I promise me that from this date we're gonna be okay. And then God said, I got you. And then we kind of like just go with it. And now we have multiple businesses that's doing really, really well. We're helping other investors to understand where do they need to invest in terms of real estate, and we're helping a lot of newbies. So we're so excited about that.
Oh, that is so,
Thank
so
you.
awesome.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you,
I
Margie.
love your energy, Margie. I love your energy.
Yeah.
And you know what? You said something that I was going to cover because I have a comment here that asked about, if you feel unloved, how do you gain love, right? And so you touched on a really great point, and it was self-acceptance,
Mhm.
right? Self-acceptance. And you begin by accepting yourself as who you are. You said that, right? And with all of your imperfections, right? All of your imperfections and your strengths. And you have to recognize that it's okay to be imperfect,
Yeah.
right? It's okay to be imperfect. And self acceptance is the first step towards self love.
Yeah.
And the more that you love yourself and you begin to just embrace who you are and all your imperfections, then you will be able to receive love. You will be able to recognize love, and you will be able to give love through self acceptance. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for mentioning that.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Have a great
Thank you.
day, guys.
Another from one queen to another queen, you know?
Well, I'm glad to meet you guys. I love you so much. And thank you for
Thank
having me.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Margie.
Margie. Bye. Wow, we're almost half of
Almost.
the halfway
Listen,
through.
y'all, we are live. Thank you for being a part of this global love gathering for the Leading with Love boutique style gathering that we're doing on today. This is ending this year's tour, right? So I've been on tour, going around the world, just talking about leading with love. And so, thank you for being a part of the end. And I can't wait for us to later, in the day, for us to discuss the next tour that will be
Yes.
beginning back in May of 2024, and you can be a part
2024.
of it. So we'll discuss that a little bit later. So stay with us. Thank you for those who are jumping in our high end morning here in the US, and our late evening there on one part of the world, and our mid afternoons on the other part of the world. Like, I love how we're just together. Y'all are holding space
Yeah.
with us as we experience technical difficulties. You're holding space with the speakers who are coming to fill our cups, because as heart-centered leaders, this is what we need in order to expand more in capacity to do more. And you don't have to do it by yourself. As you've seen, like, we are reflecting high in vibration today because we're all on the same goal. We have the same goal, we have the same path, and that's to lead with love and help our communities strengthen, help our children strengthen, so we can create just a more harmonious world. And I really, really believe in this, guys. Like, I really, really do believe in it.
Okay. So let's move forward to our next speaker. Let me just put in the file here. Okay, our next speaker is a game changer in the future of learning. From Harvard Graduate School of Education, she's also an internationally certified learning and leading style specialist that uses her talent in speaking, writing, and painting to live a life of significance. At the time, she's also the founder of Eton International School. Okay, let me put in her talk first. I would like to introduce a good friend and our next speaker, Jacqueline Marzan Tolentino.
Woo!
From Manila. And hi to Coach LaKendra. So right now, I'm so excited to share with you about the power of leading with love. Let me tell you a short story about myself. I'm an educator, entrepreneur, and evangelist. But before that, I used to be a national athlete and of women's basketball. But that passion was not really mine. That wasn't how I fulfilled it. But I realized the only way to fulfill yourself, your authentic life, is to get a master's and doctorate degree in education and became school. Tonight I'm going to give you a glimpse of significance with love. Is you have to really serve yourself. Because most of the time you and just serve others. By seven responsibilities, and that's why you need to go back.
Okay, I was on mute. Thank you, y'all. So we lost Jacqueline. Hopefully we can get her back on, but if not, oh my gosh, I think she's in the Philippines. We also lost Coach Celia, so there must be something like this really going on out there. But it's okay. The show still moves on. I want to really talk about because I've been sitting here I'm taking notes as our speakers were speaking. And there's a question that I have here that says, and I talked about it a little bit before, but it says, how do I choose love when I feel unloving? Like, I want to sit with that for a minute, right? And I want you to chime in the comments because as you see, when you comment, we bring it up on the screen. That's how this ecosystem is communicating. So your voice is still being heard. So please feel free to jump in and leave some comments. So when we're talking about healing, right? So in my world, healing is it's the high peak of where you're going to find your ultimate success. Healing is the high peak of improving your parenting. It's the high peak of how you're going to lead with love, when you're managing people. So, healing and nurturing the love within is deeply a personal transformative journey, and you have to want to have it. You have to be so sick and tired of being tired of low days, vibrating low, not having positive relationships, people not liking you, because you're always frowning, like all of the things, always in conflict. Like if you're always in conflict with someone or something, or some entity within yourself.
Hi, this is Jackie Marzano Tolentino, all the way from the Philippines.
Okay, so she's back. She's back.
Welcome from Manila. And
Okay,
hi
let's try this again. I'll come back with my message.
to Coach LaKendra. So right now, I'm so excited to share with you about the power of leading with love. Let me tell you a short story about myself. I'm an educator, entrepreneur, and an evangelist. But before that, I used to be a national athlete and of women's basketball. But that passion was not really mine. That was the dream of my father. Yes, I fulfilled it, but I realized the only way to live a happy life is to live your true self, your authentic life. So I went back and did my master and doctorate degree in education and became a teacher. And now I'm the founder of Eden International School. Tonight I'm going to give you 4 tips of living a life of significance with love. Number 1, letter L, is you have to really start to love God, others, and especially yourself. Because most of the time, you forget to love yourself and just serve others. In life, you have 24 by 7 responsibilities, and that's why you get burned out. So now I challenge you to go back and dream again. Not doing the have to, but focusing of what you love to do. How did I start after having a breakdown or being stuck during the pandemic? I prayed and talked to God, Lord, what is my mission? And with that, I realized that my mission is really speaking, teaching, doing arts, and sharing the good news. So this year, I did my first one woman exhibit, drawing paintings of the stories of God from Genesis to Revelation in 17 paintings so that people can know the love of God just by going to the exhibit and they will feel the love of God. And I realized that art can be a powerful tool. I didn't know that it was in my vision board that I wrote that I want to become an artist and use all media to share the good news. And now I wrote 5 books and I also used media from TV, production, and radio to tell them that you can dream again by starting to love yourself. So, this is my story. I hope you can see that after that, I was able to help a lot of people. So, this is now the brand new, my version 5.0. As you can see, in there you can have the books, female founders, and then touring around the world, sharing the good news. So this vision board was my starting point, and it happened. You can also see that for the next slide, you can see that I was able to exhibit my artwork. And this one also I use the media for sharing good news, and we do have outreaches, for the homeless and also the youth by founding the Homeless to Hopeful Project. And during the pandemic, I used to help kids who were abandoned and abused by helping them to start all over again, by giving them free tablets so that they will believe that they can also dream again and start a new life. So these are the books that I authored. Hopefully, it helped a lot of people, especially during this time. This is my school, wherein we teach you from preschool, high school, and we also teach professional students how to become better leaders in their life using love. So to reach me, this is what you can add and like in your Facebook. So, first, again, L, love God, others, and self. Now let's turn to letter O. If you now have a dream, you must overcome challenges by opening your heart to everyone, because it's better to achieve your dream together with your family and your team. And I want to tell you that once you have a dream, the next step now is to make it into a goal. In 5 areas, rank your life 1 to 5, 5 being living your best life. First is family. Are you happy with your family? Are you happy with yourself? Number 2, faith. How is your relationship with God? Number 3 is your friends. Check your network. Is it a good crowd, good squad? Number 4 is finances. And number 5 is fitness. Rank your life. And then from there, if you say that my finances just 3, now what will you do to make it into 4 and 5? That is now your next level. You have to do the details. And you need people to help you, because um, no man's an island, and there are people who are better than you. And if you collaborate with them, you can change your life and the world. V, you must value your worth. If I asked you, if God will give you a blank check, what is the amount you will you write? Will it be $1 million? Is that enough to live a happy life? To tell yourself you're successful? Is it $100 million? Because there was a time in my life that I was given that blank check and I wrote an amount. I said, this seems to be impossible. But believe me, the amount that I wrote, God gave to me. I wrote it 1 year from the day I was signing it. And I did 12 steps. What will I do in 12 months to achieve that goal? And I did that. When you want to value your worth, you must remember that words are powerful. Sometimes people can say bad things about you, or negative circumstances will surround you. You must have a positive mindset. That is the power of I am. Whenever I am shaken and I'm far from my dream, or there are challenges, what I tell myself is, I am the glorious mouthpiece of the Lord, celebrating life with creativity, courage, and abundance. I have to tell myself that God will never leave me. So that will give me peace and power to go on. Lastly, is letter E. Whenever you have a dream, you have goals, you have action plan, things happen. Change is constant. So E, you must embrace change and express your love to everyone. There are moments that you will fail. Your dream will not happen on the timeline that you want. That is the best time for you to praise God. That is the best time for you to love the unlovable. Why? It will teach you humility. It will teach you to understand what kind of battles is that person having that has to do something like that to hurt you. So you must learn to apply the love languages. You must learn to understand, how can I love this person better? Is it through words? Is it through writing by text? Is it by hugging? Is it by surprising that person with a token or gift or appreciation? Because whenever you have a dream, there are challenges. Sow a seed of kindness always to every person you meet. I ask the Lord every day, Lord, please use me. And who is a person I need to help today? And with that, you become the answered prayer to that person. So, lastly, whenever you have a goal, it's not enough. You must change your habit. They say that you need 30 days to change a habit, but I want you to do it in just 2 minutes a day. If you want to be healthy, then every day get up, change your habit by eating the right food for 2 minutes, or exercise for 2 minutes. So that every day, if you do it constantly, after 30 days, you'll feel better and you help yourself become a better person. So I would like to thank you. I hope that you remember our power acronym, which is love. L, love God, others, and self. O, open your heart to overcome challenges. V, value your worth. E, embrace change by expressing your love. Thank you very much, and see you again. This is Jackie Marzan Tolentino. I am a people builder, a miracle worker, and a dream believer. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacqueline. That was some good stuff, like Greg said. Greg said this is some good stuff.
Yeah, that was a great save, Master Coach LaKendra. I was with Jackie just this afternoon, and she's a a force to be reckoned with. She's a super woman, and she's helping so many people here in the Philippines, and she's like an artist in so many forms. She painted like how many paintings in 30 days to help a church. You know, wow, she's really a superwoman, and that's the reason why I also invited her, because she epitomizes somebody who leads with love also here in the Philippines.
That is awesome. So she'll be joining us in Bali.
She'll be joining us in Bali, in Singapore, and in other countries. Master Coach Akanda, we will be talking about it later, right? Because
Yes.
we will be inviting more people to join us in our trip around the globe, and especially next year in Southeast Asia, right?
Yes, we're going to have a good time. So we'll be in Southeast Asia in May, and then we will be in Africa in July. So make sure you tune in, because you can be a part of this tour that we're going on for Heart Center Leaders that lead with love. Who we got up next?
Okay. For our next speaker, we are going to talk to educators, global educators. Jackie is an educator, a global educator. She leads with love, and I felt like we can have another global educator with us here, and she will be our next speaker. Our next speaker is doing keynotes for empowerment for women and children, leadership, self-worth, and entrepreneurship, and the environment. She has spoken in UNICEF UK, UN, New York, and UN Geneva conferences, the Global Business and Investment Forum, and Global Education Summit. She's part of the Success Women Conference in USA and the Global Women Summit for social civic organizations and universities, for college and other schools. So our next guest speaker is another global educator, Rayla Allertson. Okay, we will be putting in the talk of Rayla, and she
I'm
will give
excited
us
for Layla.
another, yeah.
Afternoon, and evening to all our wonderful viewers and our beautiful hosts, Lakendra and Celia. Thank you for leading with love and for bringing us together. I am here to share the immense power of love and how it can transform our lives and legacies. I am Rayla Allertson, streaming live from Manila, the vibrant pearl of the Orient. As a global educator, author, international speaker, mentor, and advocate for women and children, my journey is deeply rooted in empowering others through love, education, of love. I am the co-founder of the I Am Sam Foundation. The founder is my mother. It was her initiative, and her motivation was love, because I stopped loving myself. I allowed myself to be domestically abused in all senses,
emotionally, physically, mentally, and financially. I hid the abuse because there was denial, shame, and pride. But my mother influenced me to find my voice so I could influence others to find theirs. First lesson: nothing is wasted in his kingdom. Not tears, not pain, not even transgression. Everything with purpose. And you can turn that negative emotional energy into goodness and greatness through the power of love. And I know how that is. I've seen it. I feel it. Today, SAM has evolved to stand for Shaker and Mover. It is dedicated to empowering individuals, especially women, youth, and children in schools, communities, and organizations, to understand their inherent worth and rights, thus driving poverty alleviation and nation building. The greater poverty is the poverty of spirit. By fostering self worth and aligning with the UN Sustainable Development Goal, we inspire responsibility and positive choice for personal and communal advancement through the I Am Sam protocol. We assert the fundamental belief that each person is special, unique, and precious. I am special, unique, and precious. I do not have to be anything or do anything. It is my natural entitlement as a human being simply because I was born into this world. And that's why we can say we are one. That was the aha moment for mommy and me. We are one world. We recognize our unity, equality, and global connection right there in our heart and soul. At this point, I want to break state. If you can stand, do so, or just simply shake and put your right hand over your left on your heart, the seat of love and security, and say with feeling, I am special, unique, and precious. To another person, say, you are special, unique, and purpose. And together, virtually as one, we declare and affirm, we are special, unique, and precious. Empowerment starts with self-recognition. And affirmations like I am special, unique, and precious can profoundly impact self-view and confidence. This is my mother's first legacy, and I am leading the legacy of the I Am Sam Foundation past my lifetime, which involved the Department of Education. Why projects? Because the world is changed by what we do, not by what we say. I Am Sam will go digital with an app to cover more ground. Lesson number 2, when you have received a gift of great value, it is your moral obligation to share it many times over. Lesson number 3, engage, embrace, and enhance. Engage, embrace, and enhance. This pertains to love and leadership. Lesson number 4 is a personal quote. I am are two of the most powerful words, for what I put after them becomes me. My empowerment, my economy, my environment, my energy, my ego, who could be my enemy. In terms of your environment, and you know this, surround yourselves with people who genuinely care and inspire you to do better and to be better. In the realm of economy, ask yourself, what value can I offer the world? Invest in your personal growth. I am taking an intensive 6-month course to be certified as an AI evangelist. I am also taking Italian lessons to get my Italian citizenship, so I will have dual citizenship. In the realm of economy, again, you need to recognize that you are an asset. That you are an asset. Speaking of asset, I do not think of myself as an asset, a treasure. and I was not a good steward. I allowed my abuser to take the school that I built from 32 to 250 students in 5 years. And I also did not think of myself as an author. I have written this and just distributed it to principals and teachers. I did not publish it. And Mom and I wrote the I Can Read series. These are 350 pages, and all the illustrations are done by Mom. I have questions. I have answers to the questions: why English, why reading, why early, why bilingualism, and of course, why the I Can Read series, super series. But that is for another talk. From physical books, I made 30 ebooks, and I'm working on an app, and I'm working with a team on content recreation using the new modes to educate and magnify our reach. During COVID, I created the Global Educator U, which will be the platform to enlighten, empower, and equip learners of all ages to realize their worth, power within, and impact on humankind. The courses are called super courses because the courses will make you feel special, unique, and precious, make you empowered to be resilient, responsible, respectful, and rich. It will have courses on global citizenship, self-mastery, environmental responsibility, public speaking, global collaboration, and entrepreneurship. For now, I am focusing on the I Can Read Super Series, and I am so excited to relaunch myself as and regain my title as Teacher Rayla. Lesson number 5. As early as possible in life, answer 3 questions. Question number 1, who am I? Understanding who you are is crucial. Delve deep into self-awareness and self-mastery. I love this quote from Lao Tzu. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Question 2 and 3. What do I want to become? Or what do I want to be? Or more importantly, what do I want to be remembered for? In between, it's action and mindset. Commit to massive execution. Commit to manage emotions and ego, and cultivate spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical mileage. Another key is the 5 Qs, or quotient, or what I call quotients of self-realization. Of course, you know, IQ, EQ, SQ for social quotient, adversity quotient, AQ, and spiritual quotient, SQ. I will speak on the 4th Q, adversity quotient. It's the measure of your ability to go through a rough patch in life and still come out of it without losing your mind. When faced with troubles, you will give up. And of course, the extreme is to commit suicide. And that is exactly what I did. I didn't only attempt, I actually committed suicide. And I died for 5 minutes. And that's precisely why I am here. This is my purpose. I want to make sense of the pain I went through. My case was severe. I was a classic textbook case of the battered women's syndrome, where I saw the depths of human ugliness. Let's go back to adversity quotient. I am the youngest and only girl and very much sheltered. And, and I also attended an exclusive Catholic girls' school. I had goodness all around me, and perhaps because of this, I saw life through rose tinted glasses, thinking everyone was good and believing in giving others the benefit of the doubt. I have with me I have with me this, actually a keychain to remind me AQ, never give up, and spiritual quotient, always pray. The fifth quotient, spiritual quotient, actually trumps it all. Without the spiritual quotient, you may lose direction and purpose. It is the foundation of all quotients. We must believe there is someone larger than ourselves, and whichever way we call that being, God, Father, Mother, Yahweh, Allah, Supreme Being, nothing is random in this universe. He or she is not a cosmic sadist. And I had to learn my lessons in the school called life so that I could teach with humility, with meaning, authenticity, and love. Of course, the greatest is love. Why spiritual quotient? Because sometimes your only available transportation is a leap of faith. And this is a quote from Margaret Mead, foremost anthropologist. Lesson number 6, there is value in mentorship. Learning from experienced guides can significantly path. I was blessed to have mentors, my mom, Stephen R. Covey, and his 2 sons I've worked with in the Leader in Me program for schools, and Father James Culligan of the Society of Jesus. Mr. Covey taught me the importance of leaving a legacy, and that speaks to a sense of meaning and purpose. And Father Culligan was my mentor, you cannot believe, when I was 10 years old. I sadly lost him when I was 14. At his last Mass at the Ateneo College Glee Club sang, "Did I fill the world with love?" It has remained in my soul to be brave and strong and true, and to fill the world with love my whole life through. Lesson number 7, pick the right life partner. Time is the most precious commodity, and we have only one lifetime. Oh, you may be interested to know I am now living happily ever after with my husband, Buster Allertson. I invite you to join me on this journey of empowerment, legacy, and love. Connect with me and my social platforms to continue this transformative journey. Rayla Allertson in IG, Facebook, and LinkedIn, after which we will have the global educator you. Remember, leading a legacy isn't just about what we do. It is about what we become and the love that we share along the way and beyond. I wish you love and thank you. Back to you, LaKendra and Celia. Best morning, afternoon, and
Wow. Just wow.
Yeah, look at the story that she had to go through, the life she had to go through, all that. It's like hero's journey, right? It has like several pitfalls and then some ups, downs, and in betweens. But in the end, she believed that she wanted to create a legacy that would make her mom proud, and help so many people here in the Philippines also. So
I
it
love
was
I love
wow.
that. Yeah, I love that. It's funny that you mentioned the hero's journey because Susie Batiste talked about that when I did my fireside chat with her yesterday. And when we're going on this journey, we find guides that help us through. We then we reach our reflection where we truly can make positive change. And I think that reflection is a big part of healing. And so you can step more into love. And it goes back to just self acceptance, regardless of the obstacles and trials and tribulations that we go through. The forgiveness, like the true. I wrote that down when she was talking. It's to me, it's like the true forgiveness of yourself and for others, and let go of the lingering guilt and shame, right? Because we carry that guilt and shame. So forgiveness is a key component, to self love and personal growth. And I mean, just bravo for her. Who we have
Yeah.
up next?
Okay, another educator. Another global educator, but this time from Singapore. She's one of the top, she was with Gary Vaynerchuk, Richard Branson. She was like talking in different parts of the globe also. And she's also leading with love. So another, one of the speakers that we will meet in Singapore next year. Okay, so
Yes,
let
I'm
me
excited.
introduce let me introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker is the FB Queen, ranked as number one in FB social media influencer in Singapore, 100 million views, and with $1 million record breaker, 10 million sales in FB and Facebook without ads, six times international best-selling author with anthologies with Deepak Chopra and Dr. Wayne Dyer, Tony Robbins, and Jack Canfield. Our next speaker is another global educator, Surya Sparks. Okay, let me like pull in Surya's video.
Yay, I'm so excited for this one.
All right,
Okay.
welcome everyone. Surya here. Welcome everyone. Surya here. And welcome again to our session on unleashing the power of love for success and business in life. Let's get on with the slides. So once again, welcome everybody to our Leading with Love conference. This is an honor to be here, to be sharing with you about getting through and navigating through our business and our life, but with the power of love, the most powerful force ever. And I'm streaming right here from a beautiful sunny Singapore, where I have the privilege to work with thousands of lives in my iSuccess community, where we share about financial freedom and also wellness. A bit of about a backstory of me, in case for those who have just known me for the first time. I've been in business for the last 20 years. I was a school teacher, quit my job, went into business, and through the ups and downs of running my business, I've lost more than $500,000 through the journey of entrepreneurship, learned a lot from it, lose financially, but gain so much more. And eventually I pulled through the journey of entrepreneurship and made my 10 million sales using social media, specifically Facebook. And that's how I got to be ranked number one Facebook influencer in Singapore. I got the 10 million sales, broke the record in sales. And that became the pivotal point for me. And today I want to share a very quick sharing on the principles that I have learned along the way of going from zero to hero. And of course, it's the principle of love, which is aligned to the theme for our session today. And when we talk about L, love, and that is leadership. And leadership, in my definition, is about leading by example. It is not telling people what to do, but it is about leading with me doing it first. So, me doing it first in the area of my business when I was all down and out, and leading myself first, leading myself with love, is for me to remind myself that it is not over till it's over. So leading myself with love means that I would need to carry on, and it's the breath, the daily waking up in the morning and having that breath again in the morning, reminding myself that hey, it is not over till it's over. So leading myself with love means that I need to find a why. I need to constantly look for my why that makes me cry, the why that is emotional for me, the why that gets me going. When I was in $500,000 debt, and I was thinking to myself every night when I go to sleep, I'll go to sleep crying, thinking about how can I come out of this mess. And I needed to have the fuel that can push me forward every single day. And that fuel, they are my two children. So my two kids always they are my beacon, the beacon of hope that push me forward to remind myself that hey, this is not over till it's over. So pulling myself out, having that why that makes me cry, and my children, and that pushes me to fly. So pushes me to fly, it's the daily battle with it. So leading from example of my own mess to mess. So that is leadership. So when I have gone through that process, that is the exact formula that bring out to the audience that, you know what, as long as you are constantly in action and you're leading yourself with love and you're pushing yourself forward and you have the why that makes you cry, the emotional why, you will be able to fly. So this is my definition of leadership. And overcoming challenges, overcoming the financial challenge, overcoming the emotional challenge, overcoming the health challenge. So I went through 3 challenges at the same time. And of course, I went through my divorce also during that period. So coming out of that challenges, it is not easy. We all fight our different battles, but the process of doing that is through journaling. And I find journaling to be an act of love for myself. It's a space that I spend time with myself. I have my personal me time because I am my own best friend, and I can rant to myself. I can vomit in my life, whatever that is not working, and I just pull it all out into the journal. And then what is it that I want? Okay, this is what's not working, and what is it that I want? What is the ideal life? What is it that is the future that I would love for myself? This is what I don't want, and this is what I want. So journaling process for me is one of the strategy that I use to overcome my challenges, and it is a way to overcome challenges with love. Because when we are journaling, when I was journaling, there's no one to criticize me. It is just me with myself, and I can be completely authentic. I can be completely honest with myself. I can be completely real with every challenge that I'm facing, every feeling that I'm feeling, every experience that I'm experiencing, and be having a space that does not judge me, that does not criticize me, that allows me to be me. And then after expressing everything that I want to express, then constantly going back to my why, which was the first, the leading with love, my leadership with myself, leading with love, my why, reminding myself of my why, and then what is it that I want, which is brings us to the next point of bringing myself out of a situation, overcoming challenges with the vision. What is it that I want? Now that I know what I don't want, what is it that I truly want? So I actually pull out a part of my journal was what was written in the book, the anthology that I wrote with Tony Robbins. It was an extract from my diary, from my journal. And it was that process, what I do not want, and then what I want. What I did not want at that time was the mountain of debts that I was facing. What I didn't want at that time was the emotional challenge of feeling like I was a useless mother, that I was meant, like I was a failure. That was how I felt, like I was a useless mother, was a failure. My kids would come to me and say that, you know what, they tell us that when you die, there will be a lot of money on your grave. It means that only when I die, I will be successful financially. While I'm alive, I can never be a success. And to have my kids relay that message to me, that was very painful. So I wrote it all down. And that's not what I want. I want the vision. The vision of myself is not that. The vision of myself is a mother who is able to provide for my children, and a mother whom, when my children look up to me one day and they can say, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of my mother. I want to be that for them. And it was a simple vision, actually. It was for me at that moment, just one simple vision of having a birthday party for my daughter. It was as simple as that, because I could not even afford that. So I just wanted to have a vision of a birthday party for my daughter. And that's exactly what I achieved. I had a birthday party for her, a big birthday party for her, just for her, invited all the friends that was there for me, who supported me. And it was a moment of reclaiming my dignity. So that was the vision that I had, and eventually I accomplished that. It was not a big thing, but in moving towards that vision, I was able to accomplish way much more. And as I move through this journey of leading myself with love, overcoming my obstacles, and having a vision of what I want for my life, and that became the formula for empowering not just myself, but my two children, my immediate family, and of course, the women around me and my community. So empowerment comes from my experience of what I had been through, and empowerment comes from going back to leadership, leading myself first. Without that experience, without going through what I had gone through, without having that mess to message, that shit to fertilizer moments, without having my wounds that can turn into wisdom, without having my pain that had turned into power, I would not be in a position to be able to empower others, because it was through the journey of what I have been through that has helped me to bring me to the point of empowering others to also come out of the situation, any situation, whether it's an emotional situation, a financial situation, there is always a way out. And it is always through the key. So that's another acronym, which is knowledge empowers you. But it's not just key, but a key. Applied knowledge empowers you. Whenever you're stuck in your life at any point at all, learning something new will always, always, always bring you forward towards that breakthrough that you've been looking for. So have a why that makes you cry, and you will find a way to fly. Before you fly, first love yourself. Much love from me, Singapore. Connect with me at suryasparks.com, and let's have a conversation about how you can also turn your mess to message, your pain to power, and your shit to fertilizer, and your wounds to wisdom, and help you fly. First, love yourself.
Woo woo! That was amazing. Have a why that makes you cry. Coach Celia,
And
do
then
you
you
have a
will,
why?
and then you will fly. She said, then
Yeah,
you
do
will
you will
fly.
fly? Do you have a why that makes you cry, Coach Celia?
Yeah, of course. It will be my children. That
Hmm.
every time I find reason to wake up, it will always be my kids.
Yeah,
How I would want to, how I would want to give them something good and a legacy that I can um, leave them with.
hmm,
And sometimes in the all the adversities, you will just cry. With all the sacrifices, you will cry. But then again, it gives you the reason, to push more and to achieve more. So
yeah.
it only goes to show that, yeah, if you cry, it gives you more reasons to fly.
I
Because
love that. I love that. And for those of you who are tapping in, we are actually live in a couple of places. But Celia is in the Philippines, and right now it is 12:19
yeah,
a.m.
AM.
Sunday morning, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
This is beautiful.
this is something because of love. We really wanted to share some of the the takeaways, the values that we've learned in life, in different places,
Yeah,
in different sides of the globe. So whatever time zones, whatever boundaries, we crush them all because
we
of love.
crushed them. Crushed them.
Okay.
And thank you for those who are still tuning in. You're holding in here with us since 8:30 this morning. We've been going live with beautiful love talks from different people around the world. So make sure you are, like I said, just I got my blanket here. I'm all cuddled up. So get you some tea, get you, what did Coach Tamasha say? A shot of Hennessy, like whatever you need to keep you here with us. So who we have up next, Coach Celia?
Okay, we only have like four more. So let's move forward and let's go to our next speaker. Our next speaker is a certified relationship and self love expert, handcrafted perfume of selfless love, fragrance, best selling author, podcaster, and philanthropist, born in Pittsburgh and now a tenured resident of Dallas, Texas. Our next speaker is Chanel Rose Budd. Okay, let me pull in Coach Chanel's file.
Greeting- Greetings, everyone. I am Coach Chanel Budd, and I am honored to be here for the second annual Love Gathering of 2023. I would like to start off by saying thank you very much to our beautiful Master Coach LaKendra Smalley and also our host Celia. It is an honor to be here. I am Coach Chanel Budd, and I am a relationship and self love expert. I am a best selling author of one of the books being Plan the Hand I Was Dealt, in which we are now creating a film called Selfless that it will be loosely based off of the book. I am the founder of a nonprofit, and it's called Selfless Love and Active Beat in honor of my late husband, as well as all transplant recipients, caregivers, and also the donors' families. I have a podcast show, and it's called Selfless Love Talk. It is a podcast that I created for all entrepreneurs, authors, community leaders, ministries, and our local small businesses so that we can, empower the community and bring support and resources as well. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and give you all a little bit about me and how I turned, some of the
So, um, Coach Chanel is stuck right now. Let's see if we can get this loaded back up. If you're still on here, tell me where you're tuning in from. Drop your location and let me know where you're tuning in from as we prepare for Coach Chanel's talk again. But y'all know I can keep it. I can keep us going. I'm gonna hold us down. I will say that. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. Um, and let's talk about Chanel real quick because she is one of our sponsors. The Self Love Fragrance is one of our sponsors. I literally have it right here. Look at that. I got my bottle. This is her new fragrance. It hasn't even released yet. She's so super amazing. So make sure that y'all visit her page and get you some perfume. So she was giving out bottles yesterday at our love gathering, the gala that we had. And then also shout out to Glamour who did our fashion show. So she did our fashion show, which was so beautiful. It was really unique and different because we didn't have like a runway. The ladies just kind of, modeled around during dinner time, and we were able to see just some great ready to wear fashion. Like you could have just purchased the clothes right off of them. Also, shout out to Susie Batiste, which is one of our biggest sponsors. Everybody that was in that room last night is able to join her Alive OS course, which I've taken it 3 times as a student, and then I served as a mentor. Just an amazing transformative course that is going to really help you get on that path where you can lead with love and expand more in what you're doing. We got all of her products. We got her Puri products, Pet Puri, her Toilet Puri. It was just amazing. Her Supernatural, I cannot believe she gave us 4 bottles of her Supernatural. I have a subscription to that, okay? And it's expensive. But everybody in that room walked away with products that are environmental friendly. They're mood friendly as well. Like I love her products. So Uncle Nearest, thank you, Uncle Nearest, for donating us some good old whiskey. We have some premium whiskey, and we will be, having real fun with that, right? So these are our sponsors, and Chanel Rosebud is one of our sponsors. I know Coach Celia is trying to figure out the technical difficulties in the background. So we're just going to move on. So we have Chanel Bud is amazing. We have that here. Yes, yes. Oh, she's here too. So we're just trying to figure it out. She says, thank you. The love gathering was amazing. So y'all just hang in here with us. Remember, we're holding space. We're holding space. Okay. Let's see here. Master Coach, please share how our viewers can continue to donate. Oh, of course, of course. So we're actually going to talk about Lovey the Bear probably in about 15 minutes. So I will be able to share with you the purpose of Lovey the Bear and all of the beautiful foundations that will be blessed from your donation. So thank you for reminding us of that, Nappy Coach. We'll actually be going into it a little bit later. We have 4 more speakers that we just need to get through. And I'm just so grateful that y'all are still here. Do you know that we've been here since 8:30 this morning? Like really invoking love, and hopefully your cup is almost full. And if it's not almost full, you're probably already in an overflow like I am. It goes back to your why that makes you cry. I had to read my notes. What is your why that makes you cry? Go ahead and drop that in the comments, and let's just have this conversation really quick. as we're working out our technical difficulties in the background. So, what is your why that makes you cry? Let's just go ahead and share it. And so we can celebrate you, because I will say that my why that makes me cry is honestly the day that I really woke up and said, I want to be a spiritual global leader. I want to travel the world, and I just want to have talks with beautiful heart center leaders that lead with love. That's just what I want to do. And it sounds cliche and it may sound a little woo woo, but this impact right now just proves my theory that love is all that we need, because we are born from love. We are all miracles in this life. And my heart really burdens sometimes because some of us can't see that we are a miracle. Some of us can't see that we are purposeful. And some of us can't see that your life here on earth is needed. Someone needs you. Someone needs your gift. Someone needs your smile. Someone needs your generosity. And so this love gathering of, professionals that I meet around the world is so important, because it let us know that we're not alone. And it let us know that the why that we are on this journey of whys, right, that we're on, is why we are here. Like, we're here because of that. And yes, it can feel like a burden sometimes. And yes, it can feel overwhelming. And yes, it can feel like no one is supporting us. Like, where is my freaking support? It can feel that way. But this moment right now that we're having right now in the present, we're here present with each other to let us know that you're not alone. There are people that feel the way that you feel, who have a mindset just like yours, and we're on the same mission of helping humanity to feel better, to feel protected, and to feel safe and to feel loved, right? So, um, we have some whys up here. Breaking generational cycles make Coach Chanel cry, I'm sure, so she can fly, right? So she's dedicated to that. Nappy Coach Nia says that my why is helping people to walk in purpose and passion for life and prosperity. I love all of those. How about your why over there on LinkedIn? How about your why over there on YouTube? And then here on Facebook, let us know, like, what is your why that makes you cry? Let's get more into that. So Coach Celia is still, y'all, she's in the background. She's working on it. We're going to get through these last four speakers. And so I'm so excited. Let me go ahead and just do let me play a video, because we really got into our sponsors, and I'm excited. Let me just share this with y'all real quick. This is one of our this is our actually our heart ambassador, Jason Mitchell. Let's see if I can play this. I don't know if it's gonna let me be great. Let's see. I just love technology. I love it. That's what we have to say to ourselves. I love technology. Say it to yourself. I love technology. Okay, let's see. I don't think it's gonna let us be great. It's not. It's okay. It's okay. Let me just remove this. Stop screen. Okay. It's not gonna let me be great and play it. It's okay. So Coach Celia is still trying to figure it out. We don't know exactly what has happened, but I will say this: if for some reason um, we can't get through this, We're going to keep recording it until we do, and you will always have this for the replay. That's why we wanted to do it this way, so we can always have the replay for those who possibly join us in the morning time when they wake up, because it's morning. Some people are asleep right now. So I'm going to see, y'all just give me a minute and let's go on a break. How about that? Let's go on a quick break in case you got to go and potty. You can go and take a potty break while we are loading for our last four speakers. So we'll be right back. back, and I am unmuted, and we are back. So we could not actually in the Philippines. There is a where Costelia is. There is a complete power outage, which is okay. This is what happens. This is what happens, which is the reason why we feel like it's so difficult. Like, is it easy to truly co-exist and co-create with people in other parts of the world? The answer is yes, because I do it every single day, and it has taught me patience. I have so much, I have the patience of Job now, right? Because even when we're doing business, when I'm talking about, big business transactions, things like this happen. So, what I have done, which I am not the guru of this because it's definitely Coach Soya that is the guru of this. I am going to try to take over, and we will go back to Coach Chanel at some point. Like I said, when you come back in and catch the replay, hopefully we will have all of our beautiful heart center leaders that lead with love, who has graciously accepted our invitation. They will be all here for you to pretty much see. So next up, I'm going to try to bring in Coach K Sabala. Coach K Sabala is into Globin, and Coach K Sabala is our actually lead coach of JICE Asia. She is a beautiful, just she's beautiful, just all by herself. She has so much love and so much joy for humanity, and how she serves as a mental and behavioral health life coach there into Globin. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've heard the testimony of parents who has says that Coach K Sabala has saved their children's life. And she has a wonderful testimony that I hope she shares with us on today, because she also has saved her own life. And every day she has to wake up and choose life for herself. And so when we talk about, what is your why that make you cry? I know Coach K Sabala is about to give it to us, right? Because she has such a profound why that makes her cry every day, but yet she still shows up and for humanity. And this is what I truly love about her. So let me try. I'm gonna try to bring Coach K Sabala up to the stage. So y'all give me 1 minute.
Greetings from the Philippines and hello to our esteemed hosts and viewers from around the world. I am Kay Zabala and I am streaming from Tacloban City, Philippines. I am a certified life and mental health coach, and it is a privilege to share my journey and mission with you. What I do is I help adolescents, adults, and families in overcoming mental and emotional challenges, helping them build resilience and regain their footing to succeed and thrive in life. I provide my services both in person and remotely, reaching individuals not only in the Philippines but from all corners of the globe. I am proud to serve as one of the lead coaches, brand ambassadors, and trainers at the Global Life Coach Training and Entrepreneur Institute based in Dallas, USA. My life's mission centers around empowering society, one client at a time, guided by the mantra that it is never just one client. Each client represents a multitude of roles and potential impacts. Meaning to say, one client is also a mom, is a dad, is a son, is a daughter, is a student, is a service professional, is an organizational, or community leader, and so much more. Ultimately, I aspire to witness a society of empowered individuals who, despite facing challenges and fears, take action to achieve their desired results. Additionally, I am committed to contributing to the reduction of stigma surrounding mental health by educating individuals, organizations, and promoting improved help seeking behavior. The theme I wish to explore today is the profound power of love. To me, love is a compelling positive force that enables me to give my all, and as I do it, experience peace, joy, and fulfillment. Love to me is the most exquisite feeling, and yet it can also be the most agonizing when lost. My deep understanding of love was truly awakened by the tragedy of Typhoon Haiyan. I comprehended the profound truth that grief is the price we pay for love. In 2013, I faced an unimaginable loss when Typhoon Haiyan claimed the lives of 11 of my dearest family members. For years, I grappled with the aftermath and sought professional help through different modalities. It wasn't until 2018 that my journey of healing came full circle when I discovered the world of life coaching. This newfound passion not only became my profession but also became the driving force that allowed me to transform pain into a renewed life purpose. Today, I'd like to share with you three ways in which I harnessed the power of love to navigate my path to success. First, service is the highest expression of love. I embraced that as a fundamental business philosophy in my coaching practice. Every client receives my unwavering commitment as I serve them with all my heart. My approach is characterized by wholehearted dedication with the understanding that my capacity to serve is my only boundary. I serve as if it's the first and last time that my client will ever see me. This commitment to serving others not only fostered trust and strong client relationships, but also laid the foundation for the success of my coaching business, resulting in client loyalty and positive referrals. Secondly, I recognize the significance of harmonizing self care and altruism. I consciously sought a balanced approach to life, ensuring that I attended to my own well being while making a meaningful impact on the lives of my clients. This balance enabled me to remain emotionally resilient and effective in my work, driven by the understanding that the ability to give my best and my all to others was rooted in a solid foundation of self love and self care. And lastly, the transformative power of love became a driving force in my personal healing and growth. By adopting a mindset of giving my best and my all in love, I underwent a profound transformation. This transformation was instrumental in not only attracting more clients, but also in expanding my coaching business. Love, as both a personal and professional force, played a pivotal role in my journey to success, helping me conquer adversity and establish a thriving coaching practice. As I conclude, I leave you with a parting message. Love those who are in your life right now, and love what you do while doing what you love. I have yet to hear of anyone who has not been immensely blessed by life when they approach even the smallest tasks with great love. Thank you for joining me today, and I invite you to connect with me on my personal Facebook account with the name Kay Zabala. Your participation means the world to me. And I encourage all of us to lead our relationships, homes, organizations, and communities in a positive way.
That was so super beautiful. Did y'all enjoy that? Coach K has such a powerful, resilient story, and it's truly the reason why we're having these love gatherings, because even as high level professionals, like, Coach K Sabala is the epitome for me of life coach mental health. And so she said that she lost 11 family members, her mom, her twin sister, you know, nieces, nephews, like all at one time. That's such a tragic loss. And to still be able to serve at the highest level is who we are as heart-centered leaders. And her story for me is so profound that it keeps, like, when I am in my darkest, right? When I'm complaining about all of the things, it's Coach K Sabala that bring her story that brings me back to light every single time. Because I say to myself, if Coach K Sabala can do it, if she can have resiliency in her own self-love and self-compassion, so can I. And this is how the world becomes from this big to this small when we get to do community together, regardless of connections. We're going to have these problems. And I want to extend my apology for the speakers that we couldn't bring on because of the technology, but we will make sure that your voices are heard. And then we will make sure that we share it out to our community so they can hear how you also lead with love. Um, so we can't bring up the last three. We can't bring up the last three. So Coach Chanel, Coach Claire, and I believe it was Coach Adam that were our last three speakers. We will make sure that our community hears your voice. We will do a special streaming for this, and and do a whole event around our last three speakers. Just we're going to make it right. But I do want to talk about the last thing that I was addressing, and we're going to go ahead and eat and end for today. We've been going since 8:30 a.m. Healing, and these are the notes that I've taken since listening to all of our speakers. So healing and nurturing the love within is deeply a personal transformative journey. And here are some steps. I want to give you some steps in the conclusion of how you can help heal and cultivate self-love. Because one of the questions is, if I feel like I don't feel love, so how can I give love? As a leader, as a mom, as an activist, as an influencer, it doesn't matter, right? The first, y'all write this down. Remember, I told you go get your notebooks, because these are going to be the way that you can continue to impact your own love within. So what's within is what you will reflect. And what you reflect is what you will attract. Okay? Self-acceptance is the first thing for me. You got to begin by accepting yourself as who you are with all of your imperfections. I talked about this earlier. All of your imperfections and strengths. And you have to be okay. You have to be okay with your imperfect self. And self acceptance is the first step towards self love. So that's your first step. Whatever it is that you don't like about yourself, whatever it is that you don't like about your heritage, your culture, whatever it is, the imperfections in it, You have to release it and just allow it to be, and be in the present with who you are right now on today, and embrace that person. The next one is self compassion. It's one of my favorite ones. Self compassion. You got to treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion that you will refer, or you would offer, I'm sorry, from a dear friend. Don't we show up for everybody else? Our friend call, oh, I'm in, I'm experiencing, this trauma or this sadness, and we'll go to their aid, we'll rescue them, we will make them feel so much better. Our children are crying, baby, what's wrong? We will go and we will, render aid to them to make them feel better. Our co-workers, we do it for everyone, but you have to learn how to do it for yourself. By understanding and forgiving yourself, your own mistakes, your own shortcomings will help you to lead more with love. Y'all follow me? I love y'all are following me. I see y'all on here with the comments. Thank you so much. The next one is reflect and journal. So a little bit before I said, go get your journal, go get your tablets, and make sure you're taking notes, because you have to spend time in self-reflection. But Master Coach, I don't have time. You have to make time. Just like you make time to go to work and you're working 10, 12, 15, 20 hours without eating, 9, 10 hours have gone by. Don't be talking about, oh, I'm fasting. 9 to 10 hours have gone by. You haven't drank water. You haven't replenished your body. You haven't nourished your body. Self-reflection will help you to see those things. Like, oh my gosh, I went through a whole day. I held my urine, right? I didn't feel that my body needed a break. Self reflection and journaling will help you to see just how you are treating yourself. Because how you treat yourself is how you're going to treat others. No one, I don't care, not a scientist, not a quote, not a book, not a theologist, no one can tell me anything different. How we feel on the inside, where nobody can see the inside of you, is what you project, is what you reflect, is what you attract. So journaling can be a powerful tool. I'm giving you a tool now. It can be a powerful tool to explore your thoughts and your feelings and your experiences, things that you have been resilient from. Because won't we still live in an experience? We will still live in that one experience that happened 10, 20, 30 years ago. Journaling will help you to speak life back into that experience so you can move forward from it, right? So write down what self-love means to you and what areas you would like to work in. If you want to share it here in the chat, do that. What does self-love mean to you, and what areas would you like to work on? I want to hear from you. The next one is self-care. I can't get away with also addressing self-care in each one of these, categories I'm going to be talking about. But you have to prioritize self-care activities to nourish your body, your mind, and your soul. In my life coaching course, we do a mental and behavioral health life coaching course. I talk about our spiritual platform. In your spiritual platform, it is only for you. You don't have to convince people. You don't have to prove to people what your belief is. That's none and void. What matters is that you believe. And in your belief, if it's connected to love, compassion, humility, grace, acceptance, if it's connected to those principles, it doesn't matter what you believe in, because that belief is going to keep you grounded in love. And so also, how do we take care of our physical body? Are we exercising? Right? Are we going within with mindfulness and meditation? What hobbies are you taking up? What hobbies are you doing to keep you occupied and out of the house? Being in the house is going to drive you insane and crazy. So get involved, heart centered leaders. Going to work every day is not enough. Building the next business is not enough if you're not in community with others. And then take the time to relax. You proving that you can work 24 hours is not good. It doesn't make you the hero of your sanity, of your health. It doesn't make you the hero of your kids who is like, when am I going to be able to spend time with mama and daddy? Or your spouse that says, oh, my wife is gone again. She's going out there to, save the world again. Or my husband, here he goes to save the world again. It doesn't make you a hero in your community. You have to take time for your own well-being. And my next favorite one that people have such a hard time doing with the thousands of coaches that I've trained all around the world, it is set boundaries. Set boundaries, because that's how you're going to establish great relationships. The reason why we have poor relationships is because we don't teach people how to treat us. So how people treat us is how they feel within. But if we don't allow people to live in their own self-awareness by redirecting their thoughts and their behaviors about how they treat us, then we're just as guilty as they are. To say, hey, what you just said to me did not make me feel good. What you did to me did not make me feel good as a woman, as a man, as a human. So let's have this conversation about love so I can help you treat me the way that I feel for myself. But if you don't feel love for yourself, then how other people treat you, you will feel that you deserve it. And no one deserves mistreatment. So boundaries is, man, it's like the core of how you're treated in society. Like going to work every day and your boss is so freaking mean and they're just killing you with negativity, because they're bringing their baggage to work. They're so negative. And yes, I know I need that job, Master Coach, but how long are you going to bear it? How long? When are you going to step out of your comfort zone and go find something that's in alignment with your core values and your principles? When you're going to do that for yourself? This is all this. I'm helping you to release the burdens so you can fly and soar with love. This is what it's all about. So in setting boundaries, saying no is necessary, trailblazers. You cannot go to 4 events in one freaking day and think that you've made a profound statement. I ask myself, LaKendra, what profound thing are you going to do today? Ask yourself this, what profound thing am I going to do today? Which means that it's going to require all of my energy, all of who I am to be present in that space so I can make a profound statement. But if you are 4, 5, 6, 7 places just for the thing that, oh, I went to 6 events today, I went to 4 events today, how are you present with the profound statement that is happening for you in that space? You're not. You're tired. You have brain fog. How can you truly be present? And all you have to do is just say, no, today I can't do it. I have some other place that needs my profound love and heart, and I need to be present in that space. This was something I had to learn how to do that was so hard for me to do because I felt like I had to show up in every space that required me. But you do not. You need to be led with what lights you up. Because once you get into that space, that's when the impact truly happens for your life, when you are setting boundaries. And it also protects your energy, and it also protects your well-being when you can do that for yourself. The next one is positive affirmations. I'm almost done, y'all. I'm just bringing it all together because these people talked about all these things. Our love experts. They talked about all of these things from 8:30 to now. Positive affirmations. You got to practice speaking life back into yourself. Don't wait for people to do it for you, especially our love language people who words of affirmations, right? That's your love language. But you have to learn how to speak life back into yourself and reaffirm and reaffirm and to enforce those self-love and self-worth practices for yourself. For an example, I am worthy of love and kindness. I am worthy. Put one in the chat for me. I am worthy for love and kindness from every person I meet. That's the thought that I have in my mind. So when I hear people talking about, oh my gosh, I met this rude person here and there and there, we attract how we feel. We attract those people. I hate to say it, but we do. Laws of attraction is true. Do your research around it. But if I'm walking around in a mindset of saying I am worthy of love and kindness, then my energy is going to connect with millions of other energies that is walking around and saying, I am worthy of love and kindness. Keep saying it in your mind and watch how life shifts for you if you feel that you're unworthy for whatever reason. And that brings me into forgiveness. When we feel that we don't deserve, oh my gosh, you got to go deep. You got to go deep into forgiveness. You got to forgive yourself for past mistakes, and you have to let go of any lingering guilt of shame from others that may have inflicted pain and suffering onto you. Forgiveness is the key component, y'all, of self-love and personal growth. Once you learn how to just embrace all of the wrongdoings on your behalf and on others, you will be able to soar because there's no more baggage holding you down. At some point, you have to say to yourself, I am sorry. Say it to yourself, I am sorry. Because even the greatest leaders in this world, our presidents who make rules, our government, our Congress, who makes rules and decisions that impacts a nation, sit in these things that I'm talking about. And just imagine if they were practicing forgiveness, if they were positive affirmationing all within themselves, right? If they were setting boundaries, if they were saying no to this country or no, to this powerful leader, this is not how it's going to go down in my country. The answer is no. If they were self-caring and reflecting on the decisions and the behaviors that they're making that impacts a whole freaking nation, just imagine the power of forgiveness. Would we still have war? Would our government step up and say, no one will be left behind? Just sit with that. Because this is the whole purpose of the love gatherings that I'm doing all around the world. It's keeping me in mindfulness, right? You got to engage. That's the next one. You got to engage in mindfulness practices in order to cultivate a deeper connection with yourself. Because these practices are going to help you become more aware of your thoughts and your emotions, of how you look at a person and judge them, and ask yourself, why am I judging them? What about them that I see in myself that makes me fearful of them? What is it that I see in them that I see in myself that makes me afraid? Because when you say love is one of your values and principles, even when you see indifferences, you still see love, because we are imperfect human beings, and we're not going to look the same, and we're not going to sound the same, and our bank accounts are not going to be the same. But when we are operating in a power of love, it's still embracing, accepting, inclusion, diversity. That's the reason why my brand looks the way that it is. People from all walks of life, because there's no judgment here. I'm mindful of the things that I think, and I challenge my thoughts and center them back to love. Now that's powerful, but it's something that you have to be intentional about every single day you wake up and live this life. So the practices can help you to become more aware. Just think about the awareness, mindfulness. Challenge your thoughts when they are negative, when they are decisive, when they are, filled with anger and hate and judgment. Challenge those thoughts and see if you can bring them back to your core existence. Remember earlier I talked about we're all miracles. Can you bring them back to your core existence of being a miracle created from love? Can you do that? Can you fight to do that so no one feels uncomfortable? No one feels less than? Because as leaders, don't you know we can make people feel this small? They're already yearning for what it is that we offer and what we have. And then to look at them as this small. Come on now. We got to do better, leaders. We got to lead with love. Positive relationships is the next one. Write this one down. Positive relationships. You need to surround yourself around people that uplift you and stop being around those crabs in a barrel. You are befriending those people. You have the choice. Remember, you have the choice to say, you know what? We're not in alignment with each other. I do it every day, all day. The first time I did it, oh my gosh, I went home and I cried. I had cramps in my stomach because I could not believe that I did that. But it was my boundaries. I do not feel that we're in alignment with each other. So we cannot be friends. I don't feel that we're in alignment with each other. So I can't date you. I don't feel that we're in alignment with each other, so we may have to end this committed relationship. Or I can't work here anymore. It's that positive. It's that positive and big, right? And so these positive relationships that you're creating will reinforce your feelings of self-worth and love. And my last one is learn and grow. Everybody that spoke today talked about learning and growing, right? You have to embrace opportunities with people who do not look like you. They don't come from their same background. They may not even share your same belief. You may call it God, they may call it spiritual being, they may call it the Messiah, they may call it Jehovah, whatever they may call it. We have to intentionally intertwine ourselves culturally with humanity in order to even understand who you are as a person. Me traveling around the world globally and meeting people who don't look like me, who don't have the same background or heritage or walk as I do, has helped me to profoundly grow in love and acceptance and even in peace. Because if I could meet another person like Kay Sabala, who says, I've lost 11 of my family members to a typhoon, a natural disaster, my twin sister, my mom. And then I can relate that because I've lost my mother and my grandmother, the two most perfect women in my life. And we both can hold space for each other in that moment because we both understand what grieving is to lose someone that you love. Then we have met humanity. Not color, not race, not gender, not, if you're a millionaire or if you are, this multimillionaire, none of that. No socioeconomic statuses. All we have met is humanity, and we have held space for each other in that moment. That is what I have been able to do all around the world. And the reason why you can be here on today at the Leading with Love Gathering, Global Love Gathering, and hear from all of these beautiful, beautiful people. So I want you to remember that healing and nurturing self-love is an ongoing process. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy. It's an ongoing process, just like a child. When we came out of our mother's womb, we couldn't crawl. And then we were able to crawl. And then we were able to walk. And then we were able to run. And so I want y'all to keep running. Keep running this race on being the servant leaders that you are, the heart-centered leaders that you are. And I want you to be patient with yourself. And don't expect perfection. Don't expect perfection of the visions that you have, of the journey that you want to take, because it doesn't exist. The perfectionism doesn't exist. All that exists is you in your heart to serve. And it may look messy on some days. It may not look how you want it to look, but I'm telling you, the core heartbeat of love is presence. If you can just be present with somebody, sometimes you don't even have to speak a word, and sit in solidarity with them, sitting, holding space with them. The movement of love will be even more profound. And it's okay to seek help and guidance along the way. So here at the Global Life Coach Training and Entrepreneur Institute, we certify life coaches. And we also have life coaches that serve in our communities. If you need a life coach, reach out to us. If you want to become a life coach to help you on this love journey, reach out to us. We would love to certify you and have you be a part of our community. And we'll share the link here in the comments. But ultimately, the journey towards self-love is a profound and rewarding act of service and life that can positively impact life in ways that we will never understand. So Coach Celia has she's messaging me like crazy. She has lost all data. We are going to bring back our 4 coaches that were left and our speakers that were left, which was we heard from Coach K, this Coach Adam, Coach Claire, Coach Chanel, and Dr. Cash. We're gonna re-bring her back. We're gonna make it a separate event and make sure that we have everything lined up correctly. And so thank you. If you enjoyed today's love gathering, global love gathering, please share them in the comments. I'm going to read some of these first before we exit and be able to be on with our day here in the US. Those of you are on the other side of the world, so you can go and get you some sleep because it's part of your self-care. But thank you, Chanel, Rosebud, she said, this has been a phenomenal Leading with Love conference. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Regina, thank you for being here. It's just all exciting, right? Jacqueline says, I am worthy of love and kindness. That, yes, you are. Yes, you are. We're all worthy of love and kindness. When we play the second segment, we'll wait until, because I want you to come back. So it'll entice you to come back to like really hear our last heart-centered leaders who lead with love. And we will talk about the global tour. So today ends my 20, and I just got emotional around it, right? Today ends my 2023 Leading with love gatherings. I started them in the Philippines. So I went from the Philippines to Dubai, and then I went over to Nairobi, Kenya, and we ended it here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. Next year, we will expand more in Southeast Asia, and we'll be sharing that. So if you're not following us, make sure you follow us on Facebook at Jice Loves, and that's GICE Loves, LOVES. Make sure you're locked in on my LinkedIn, which is Master Coach LaKendra, and I'm Simply LaKendra everywhere else. I'm Simply LaKendra on Instagram. I'm Simply LaKendra on my business page here on Facebook. So either Jice Loves or Simply LaKendra, you can connect and be a part of our journey. We had some people to travel with us on last year, and we want to continue to grow and expand, because where two or more are gathered, right? Greatness happens. Spirit is there upon us, creating success and more love. So I am so, so grateful. I'm grateful again for our sponsors. Thank you to Susie Batiste and her brands, Puri, Supernatural, and Alive OS. Everybody who attended the love gatherings is going to get free entry into that. When I tell you it's so freaking powerful, it changed my life in 2019. So thank you for our sponsors. Thank you for Coach Chanel Rosebud, which was another one of our sponsors. We had our fashion sponsor. We had our whiskey sponsor. So we're just so delighted. This has been a beautiful journey, and I can't wait until 2024. We will be naming a new city. I just don't know. Should I come to New York? Should I go to Atlanta? Should I go to Florida? But we want to pick up a love gathering here in the U.S. other than Texas. And I'll be able to start that journey a little bit sooner within the year, and start it in the middle. So wherever you are, if you would love for a love journey to come your way, just message us, because this is going to be an annual thing, and we want you to be a part of it. Regina says, yes, come to New York. Oh yeah, we got to talk. That would be a great place. I was really thinking about that. That would be a great place for me to come. So let's talk about that, Regina, and see if we can get that going. And my first stop, if we choose New York, my first stop will be New York before I go overseas. So blessings on top of blessings, gratitude on top of gratitudes. I'm sending you all love and light. Thank you so much for being a part of the Leading with Love 2023 Global Love Gathering. And you continue to lead with love so we can expand more as a nation. Bye for now.